the screen here. I
Perfect.
just watch it on the side.
Perfect. All right. We are live. Let me share this out real quick because there's always going to be a flipping delay. Did you like that thumb?
Yeah, it did. It turned out well.
I should have done like a field, like a dim field behind instead of the white, but whatever. It
It
is
looks
what it,
good.
yeah. Thursday. Live with. Here we go. We got Green Bay and we got balls in. Airtime. William Carter. So I'm going to decline that here, but I might have to pick it up again here in a second. Thirsty. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just sharing this out quick. What's up, everybody? Scov's talk so they can make sure they hear you.
Hey guys, can you hear me? All good? Everybody got a drink for Thirsty Thursday or what?
Which I still have to do. Whoops. I'm always behind, guys. I'm always behind. No Dacker, brother. Hey, I need your address. It's the first time I've seen you in a stream to tell you. You need to email me your address, brother. I got cards for you from the free break and stuff I gotta ship you. So if you could email me your shipping address, I would appreciate that. Here, let me put the email in again. If you guys don't know what it is. But yeah, I need your shipping information. So good to see you, Eagle Boy, Timmy. What's up? What's good, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. We got airtime, which we do need to get airtime on one of these as well. I'm actually gonna work on. If Lance ever sees one of my streams before I can get to him, which I'll probably get to him right after the stream, I'm gonna text him and make another layout where we have 3 screens so we can bring airtime on sometime, because airtime or anybody else that would want to join us. I'm not the biggest fan of more than 2 people on a stream at a time because it's very hard because everybody starts talking over each other and it just doesn't seem to stay, like, I don't know. It's very hard because we're not in the same place. So to know who's about to speak or say something, it's a little tough. But Truth, what's going on? Everybody, does he sound good, guys?
I think I heard a few of them say I was good. They put the thumbs up. Um, I think I saw a few of them say that. Hopefully they can hear me.
All right,
Usually,
guys. All right, cool. So we're going to kick it off. Again, welcome to Thursday Thursdays. We're actually going to probably just be switching this name to Scouting with Scovs. It's going to be live every Thursday. Scov's Big Hits, also known as Justin. All of his information is in the description below. So his YouTube is there, his Twitter is there. Follow him, subscribe to him. He's always got a lot of good knowledge on his takes on prospecting and just sports in general. Minor league baseball player. He knows Kalenic. We've talked about it before. Knows some other players, but he also has an eye for the game, especially baseball. So, without further ado, how you doing today, Justin Scoves?
we're doing good. We've had a pretty wild week in card land for sure. I went out and bought a box of Mosaic.
Okay.
Uh, I went out on a limb, and I mean, there's just a lot of there's just a lot of hype behind it. And then I'm just watching all these breaks, and all these breakers are ripping like 40, 50 boxes.
Right.
And I know the shortest print of basketball that they've made,
Yeah.
Panini for it. So it's like, if they're ripping all these, if I can just hold it for a little bit, maybe do my first ever break. I might do that on the channel. I'll have a box of Mosaic. I don't know yet. We're still up in the air, but it's gonna be wild. I got that, and then I bought a couple few cards. I got them right here actually. This is one of the new ones I got here. Really nice one. He's one of my sleepers for sure.
What's the name? Hard to see
Jeremiah
the name.
Jackson.
Jeremiah Jackson. Okay, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Jackson.
Nice.
I got one of those, and then in the same lot, I bought one with the PSA 10 base.
Ooh, nice.
So we went on a limb. He is way too cheap. Personally, I think he's way too cheap. I got another PSA 10 on the way in too.
So
Um,
yeah. So I want to touch
so
on that Jeremiah Jackson as we're finding one of Scov's sleepers. But before we do that, I want to touch on something else that you just said when you were talking about the Mosaic. You said that possibly, maybe, breaking or having a break for it. So is there a future for Mr. Scov's big hits in the breaking world? Are we getting some news firsthand right here live right now?
Yeah, we're gonna be breaking soon. That's definitely something I want to do because if you guys watch some of my other videos when I rip for myself, I get hype probably more than any other person out there for big
Right,
cards.
right.
So like I'm not like I hate watching breaks when it's just like people just scroll right through the base cards. Like I look at everything. I have to look at everything. I appreciate the card, so it's like when I get to do it, when I hopefully start breaking here, which hopefully will happen here quickly.
Uh-huh.
I think Mosaic will probably be the first one. Just be like a banger, just bring
Yeah.
out a banger right away.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's something I want to do, and I love it. I just love seeing the new cards. The only thing is, how am I supposed to like pass up if I get a 101 Zion? How am I supposed to send that to somebody?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's the hardest part.
But you know what? The joy of it and the fun of it is actually because I took the path one time breaking and I enjoyed it. There's I wouldn't say I didn't step away from breaking because I didn't enjoy the breaking aspect of it or whatever. It just got to the point where we were breaking so much product, and with my day job and me running basically everything on that end, it didn't work. It became more of a job for me because I just didn't have the time to put forth for it. But if you keep it, if you keep it whatever, and then as you grow, who knows? You might have a buddy, or you may have somebody as you continue to build your breaking platform that might be able to jump on board and help you with sorting and packaging and everything else. Like you might have that more of that option, where I really didn't have that option, so it was kind of me or nothing, and that's where you go. I see airtime saying Scov's the breaker with the big eye face. So all right, so guys, be on the lookout, man. It looks like Scov's is about to take a dive into the break world. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for it. I think a lot of other people will be as well. So let's talk a little bit about this first prospect. You just showed a couple cards, Jeremiah Jackson. So what are you seeing that maybe others aren't seeing, or what's the big thing here with this kid? You say he's too cheap, right? You buy low, you sell high, right? So
I don't know how I got both of his. I got two Bowman First PSA 10s for 75 and $80.
Wow.
So for great deals anyway.
Yeah.
What, you're gonna take $20 to send in anyway?
Yeah.
Just to get it.
Right.
But Jeremiah Jackson is one of those guys I didn't share on here because I don't.
Right.
I didn't.
Yeah. No, I know. But now it's out because you showed the cards, right?
Yeah. So I got a steal on the black too, which I personally think is one of the best refractors in the whole thing. Just the black one. Just
sick. Beautiful looking.
But definitely Jeremiah Jackson, LA Angels. He's I think 2 or 3 on their prospect list. So you have the LA market. You have LA going out spending big money, get Rendon. Jeremiah Jackson actually plays shortstop too, which is another just huge plus. Andrelton Simmons is there, great shortstop, but Jeremiah Jackson's that shortstop of the future. When they drafted him, he was actually like a 45 power, ranked out of 80.
Yeah.
On the MLB pipeline. So now last year he hit 18 bombs now. So he came through, just destroyed the baseball last year, which is really, really good to see. That power starting to come.
Yeah.
And he didn't lose his average. His average was that's obviously you got a little bit more strikeouts, but I mean, there's a lot of things going for him, especially with the Angels. Having Trout, having Rendon, you're going to see a lot more games of the Angels now that they went out and spent that extra money. Hopefully, ESPN realizes that Trout's not going to be the greatest player of all time forever, and they have to put him in his prime years on TV.
Right.
And I will take advantage of that fully when he gets up there.
Nice, right on. So again, you guys are kind of getting a he didn't want to share, but the secret's out now because he kind of spilled the beans showing us his mail day cards he just got in. So before we dive into anything more on prospects just in general, What else has been popping? What else has been going on with you the week? I mean, you talk about the cards been a little crazy the last few days, but has there been any other card or hobby excitement prior to like today or the last couple days within the last week? Well, since we talked really last Thursday, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I've been just looking at the new Bowman stuff. Just been looking there, and then obviously Mosaic's been taking up a lot. I'm just looking around, trying to find it, getting a couple breaks here and there. But that's pretty much what I've been doing with the hobby. I obviously got this card. I finally, I'll tell this one too because I think I mentioned them in here. I got a Madrigal. Finally got a Madrigal. PSA 10.
First PSA 10. Nice.
Yep. So that should be in here maybe towards the weekend. So I'll probably have a video where I drop the Jacksons in the Madrigal, but that box of Mosaic, once it gets here, I'm going to be freaking out. It's going to be crazy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So do you want to kind of, what do you want to, on the scouting prospect side, what do you want to, is there any certain guys you want to talk about, you want to bring up, guys that we haven't really touched on, or maybe we just mentioned in previous Thirsty Thursdays or episodes where we've been on together? Is there anybody that kind of sticks out, or a player, a name that you can think of that you really haven't touched on or said a lot on? I know we didn't talk a lot about Joe Adele. I know we haven't really talked a lot about Julio Rodriguez. Everybody pretty much knows Wander. I mean, we've kind of already talked about our place with him as far as he's already very high. Obviously, yes, top prospect, your shortstop that can switch hit. He's got crazy strength. He's young. You don't see that for a shortstop really ever, so that's very unique. But his price is really up there, and on a side of investing or even PCing, it's very hard to PC a player that his cards are so expensive, because you can't really enjoy a very large PC collection, if you will, with maybe owning just a couple Wanders or not having any big Wander cards in your collection. So Joe Adele, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, what are you seeing with these two guys?
I mean, Julio's going to do well no matter what. I mean, he's just hitting like unreal. His bat it's what they kind of say is it sounds different off his bat.
Yeah.
And so I've got to obviously see a few of these guys. I got to see Nolan Gorman, and I got to see Kelnick hit live. So I've never seen Julio, but I'm guessing it kind of sounds like that, where it's just the bat comes off the ball different, gives you a lot more backspin, just kind of gets you the rise. And then instead of getting those line singles, those things are in the gaps, and those are the home runs and stuff like that. But
right.
If we want to go into some other guys that we haven't talked about,
let's take a dive. Let's do it.
I don't mind talking about Kirillov. I think he is definitely worth talking about. I don't think he's priced where it should be.
Okay.
Especially in a lineup like the Twins. I know it comes a little bit closer to home for you.
Oh yeah.
As a fan. But I think his prices aren't where they should be. I think he's a top 20 in the MLB pipeline. And usually when you hit the top 20 is when you see like a huge spike. And I haven't really seen that. I think that is in like that what we talked about last week, where there's no space for him.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
But I could see maybe them moving Rosario, because I think it's his last year on arbitration, if I'm correct.
Oh, they can't get rid of my boy. They can't do that.
Yeah.
Do that dirt to me. No, I know. It's baseball.
But
guys move, man.
It's a business, and
Right.
I think that wouldn't be bad at all for him. I think that would be huge. Kirillov, I think, can play first base as well. But I think you guys have Sano locked up there.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be now with Donaldson taking third.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that they would move him
Yeah.
that way. But I would say he's one of the guys I don't think we've talked about. But yeah, we could definitely dive into this next Bowman drops, I think, tomorrow, technically.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
A lot of places don't have it there. Like, I called my card shop today because I'm going to be the first one there.
Yeah.
When Bowman drops.
Right.
So I
Do you know what they're talking about for a price?
no, I don't.
Hobby box at all or anything? No. Anybody know?
Um,
In
it was
chat?
like 300 for a hobby on blowout.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how that goes into like the eBay market or anything like that, but it's kind of up in the air. Obviously, some card shops have them way cheaper, so mine is usually pretty cheap. So might have to go grab a few of those.
What is airtime saying? Def asking for the next season. Keston Herrera didn't have much hype, but had a great rookie season. Yeah, definitely he did.
Yeah, he's getting some love in the card community right now. His cards are spiking. Like I'm starting to get like close to what I was asking for originally on my purple 1010 Keston. Because I was never gonna let that go for like lower than $900. And
Yeah.
now it's starting to reach up higher. So now I'm starting to get 708 type of offers. Um, but definitely his price is going up on his Bowman first, especially the 9.5s. I've been seeing those up in like the $250 to $300 range, which is
Right.
starting to get up.
So go
He
ahead.
he needs to be way higher. Personally,
Right.
as biased as I am, he definitely needs to be higher.
So Magnus, shout out Magnus. He said $350 a box right now for Bowman, 2020 Bowman.
Woo.
360 on Steel City, and they're sold out. HTA box is pushing 650. So let's dive into it a little bit. Let's dive into a little bit of the Bowman. You actually just dropped a video on it. In fact, didn't you, on your channel?
Yes, I just dropped my top 5 that I'm looking at in that product that's dropping. So I have my top 5 that I'm looking at. Pretty much my top 4, and then a personal one that I like. That's a brewer guy that I'm definitely going to be buying some as well from him. But yeah, I just put that video up about an hour ago. Just trying to get some information out to people who want to buy Bowman but don't know. Like if you're ripping and you swing through all these cards and you're like, is this guy good?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, it's very hard with Bowman unless you've done a little bit of research. So why don't you start with your top 5s, kind of go over them a little bit. I'm gonna go mix a little cocktail, if you will, because I didn't have one ready yet. And you take the horn. I'll be right back in a minute. So you start. We'll start by hitting the Bowman top 5 that you have.
Okay. Yeah. So I can kind of just go off of my first one. I'll go off of like my honorable mentions here first. So I love Luis Patino. He's been in the league. He's been in the minor leagues, killing it for. I think it's been 1 or 2 full seasons. Electric fastball, disgusting slider. Just one of those guys that, as a pitcher, you're trying to hope he hits like he's not going to be Casey Mize, but trying to push towards that type of price. And then you guys obviously know that I talk about having good prospects along with them, and he is a Padres pitcher. And every single one of these I talk about, I have a lot of love for the Padres. I think that their system did a great job. A little bias on the Padres because I have 2 buddies in their system. One's a pitcher, one's an outfielder. And then, actually, no, 2 pitchers and an outfielder now that I think about it. So, yeah, it's definitely a guy that you should look for. So, he's a pitcher. I usually don't ever talk about pitchers, but he would probably be my top pitchers. My top pitcher from that group, for sure. Yeah, I can start off kind of going off of them. If you guys want, Scov, you might be the only person besides me. I don't mind pitchers. I was a pitcher in college, so, I mean, before my shoulder decided it didn't want to work anymore. It didn't want to work, so I don't mind the pitchers. Obviously, you want a good one if you're going to spend $650 or whatever Magnus said it was. $650 for an HTA box, which was ridiculous. But yeah, I don't mind the pitchers if they have upside. It's so hard for you to get the money back. If that's what you're looking for as an investment type of thing, you're pretty much better off just probably buying it and flipping the box, because once people start seeing Dominguez numbers, Bobby Witt numbers, like once you start seeing how much those go for, those boxes aren't going to be what they are right now. They're going to be exploding, just like every year's Bowman. Usually about 2 months after, once all the breakers decide to throw out 150 boxes, and you're one of the guys who held on to their 2-3 boxes, you'll probably be able to make a nice little profit if you want to invest in the wax, which is another way of making a profit in investing there. One of my favorite, probably one of my favorite guys. Scov, you like? No. So my buddy played for the Tin Caps this past year. His name is Brandon Komar. I actually helped coach him. He's from Milwaukee. I helped coach him 2 years ago. He went to junior college out here in Milwaukee, Madison area technical college, and he got drafted. And the dude he's shoved this past year. So I love the Tin Caps. One of my buddies who I played college ball with, his name is Caleb Bosley, absolute stud. He's the guy who sent me the Mackenzie Gore ball because they were teammates, and they were both all-stars this year. So, yeah, I know a lot about the Tin Caps. Working for the Timber Rattlers, they were in the same league as well. So definitely know the Tin Caps pretty well. Yeah, I'm hoping everything goes. I don't know this whole Major League Baseball, minor league baseball thing. I have no idea what's going to happen. They're talking about maybe just expanding the rosters and then not having a minor league season, which would be terrible for the teams. But I mean, it might be good for prospecting because one of our guys might get pulled up a little earlier than they usually would. So yeah, we can go on to my list here. Like I said, I'll say a little bit. I have all the information on my channel. It's probably like a 10-15 minute video over there. Ooh, airtime. Oh God, Lamet is filthy. He is disgusting. But I mean, I think if you're going off the nastiest guy, I think you'd have to go Gore just because of his delivery. Paddock probably has, like, if you're just taking straight stuff, I think Paddock's the slider with that I don't know if it's like a sinker maybe or two seam. Has a great has that movement down here, and then he has that slider that just destroys people. And he has the best stir-up game in the league, hands down. Chris Paddock. You're looking for the best stir-up game with Chris Paddock. But I love Mackenzie Gore as well. I think Mackenzie Gore is going to be an absolute stud and probably the number one on the team. But yeah, that's going to be a great team, and that also goes into the guy I just said, Patino as well. He's going to be just as good. Definitely look him up. He is a stud. He is an absolute stud. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. I have his auto on a ball because my buddy played with him, so I definitely been watching Mackenzie Gore very closely. He is definitely going to be up there for price for a pitcher.
Lamet, Gore, Paddock. Yep. Just go on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Bob.
So I actually this will be the first one on the list. I gave a couple honorable mentions. But Brennan Davis. Listen to that name. Mark that name down. That dude's an absolute beast. As much as I hate saying it, he plays for the Cubs. He could quite possibly be the center fielder of the future for
Cubs
him.
always bring up great prospects, though.
Yeah, he's going to be nice. I know he has plus speed, so he can play center field. He's got a plus power tool. They've been saying he could be a 30-30 type of hitter. Obviously, on my video, too, I kind of go into it. Like, I don't make comparisons with players. I don't think that it's really fair.
Right.
Because if I say he's going to be Acuna...
We talked about that, and we've talked about this prior weeks. Like, why do people always want to say, is he going to be the next this? Is he going to be the next Jordan? Is he going to be the next LeBron? Is he going to... No, he's going to be the next him. You know what I mean? Like, whatever his name is. He's going to be the next Scovs. Scovs is going to be the next Scovs, right? Like, yeah. Everybody's going to be unique and bring something different to the table. Stats can be comparable in some cases, but they're never going to be exactly the same, right? Someone might be a little better in one category versus another. Someone might be a better defender, more Golden Glove player, and still have a solid average and all around an all around offensive player as well. But You know, another guy's gonna crank out a ton more home runs, but maybe
Hmm.
maybe he's not winning Golden Gloves. You know, so yeah. All right, I just wanted to throw that in there. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Brandon Davis, I was able to actually see him 2 years ago because he played for South Bend, obviously for the Cubs.
Uh huh.
Uh, and yeah, he was flying across the outfield, hitting absolute tanks. Usually you don't see a 60 run with a 60 power, which is something that he has, which makes him almost like a five tool type of player. Um, in like the attributes, like obviously what he can do in a game might be a little different, but he definitely has the tools to be a big time player. And the Cubs market just makes it so much better. You're gonna have a ton of people trying to buy his stuff.
Right.
So that would be my first one.
And
Second,
is that like you're saying number 1 through 5? You're saying that would be your top guy then out of the 5, right? Or no, not
I
necessarily.
kind of just going. I'm just
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
going out there. I think he probably could be. He has the highest potential. I think he has him and this next guy I'll talk about will be the two highest ceiling
Okay.
prospect,
Okay.
for sure. Number two would be Pawson. I think his name's Robert Pawson, from the Athletics.
Ooh,
Um,
where's Jim F? Jim F. and
dude,
those athletic guys.
dude, he is like just how young these guys are now that can make this big of a difference.
Yep.
Is absolutely freaking stupid. This dude's a 17-year-old. That's where we're at. This dude's a 17-year-old. Came out of the international, signed
So he's kind of got a wander swag to him, if we will.
a little
Not
bit.
not the same. Like again, we're not comparison like he's another Wander, but he's got that swag. Very young, but maybe he's ahead of his years. Is that what we would say?
Yeah, and this is the weird thing is I don't want to say I compare him to Dominguez, but Dominguez and him are both in that same spot where they're already top three in their system,
Right.
and they have never taken that bat in minor league baseball. That's how good they're.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's there. I think he's three. He's either three or four, and he's never taken a swing. He's that fast. He's got a 65 run out of 80, which is flying. He's a 60 field, a 60 arm. They said he's just a fast twitch type of guy. They said he could be a 25, 25, and probably bat like 280 is what they're
Wow.
going to give him. And when you're having a switch hitting shortstop, come on. Come on. Like, that's what you
Right.
want to see. Like,
Right.
this guy has a super high ceiling, obviously never taken at bat in minor league baseball, which means he is a risk.
So wait a
But
minute. He's also a switch hitting shortstop.
he is a switch hitting
So
shortstop.
he's a Wander.
He is a wonder. I don't know if he's going to be.
No, I know. I'm just saying he's got the
Right,
same
but
thing.
yeah.
Switch hitting, shortstop. So I want to stop for a second, real quick, and I want to kind of dive in here. No minor league at bats. Now you played or you've played minor league baseball, right? So you've kind of taken that high school to minor league to whatever, or high school to whatever system.
College, yeah.
College,
Yeah, I put
whatever.
through college, yeah.
So let's, in your perspective, do you think? I mean, obviously, the higher you go up, the faster the game gets, the more, the harder it is for a player, right? The competition gets better. But when you're going from like that high school or wherever you're playing to that, to minor league, that jump, or even from high school, just the jump right to minor league, would you say that? I mean, would you say that there's a fair chance? I mean, nothing's ever certain, right? But would you say there's a fair chance, like even some of these guys that are like highly touted, highly ranked, that for some reason they may not get it when they get to, as far as their bat or something, when they start taking their minor league, bat at bats.
Yeah, so yeah, when I played from when high school to college, definitely a huge jump. And obviously, when people, I unfortunately I never got to make it to the league because my shoulder gave out, so I didn't even get to get drafted or anything like that. But when I watched minor league ball, which I'm around all the time, working in minor leagues, I see thousands of players come in and out. And there is such a huge learning curve. There is. As much as I'd like to say that these 17-year-olds are going to go in there and just rake,
Right.
it's just not not something that you can just expect this guy to come in and hit 300. Like Franco, that dude's on another level. Like Kelnick, that guy's on another level.
Right.
They should have just started him in double A. Those guys are special. Those special guys. But
Right.
for these guys, my advice, if you're gonna invest in him or invest in his stuff, would be if you're gonna get him, if you're gonna rip and get a card of his, I would either sell it right away or hold for at least probably a year and a half to 2 years. Because, I mean, I saw it with Terang too, because Terang raked when he was with us, goes up and gets promoted, and then goes over his first 20. You know,
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see that because, like, these dudes are professionals. These guys, their whole job is to get you out.
Right,
you know?
right.
People just think that these guys are just going to walk in there and this game's going to just slow down for them. It's going to take time, especially with a guy who's 17. In my video that I posted, I kind of go into it too. Is he's a shortstop and they have Simeon, but this dude is so young that by the time he gets up there, Simeon's probably gone because the dude was an MVP candidate in a system that doesn't have a ton of money on there, you know. So they're not going to be able to afford an MVP type of candidate to re-sign with Olsen, to re-sign with Chapman, to re-sign with all these big players. I don't see them being able to hold on to all of them. So Simeon might be out in a couple years or something like that. You never know with the market here, but I definitely would say if you're gonna rip and get his card, I would let the hype rise, and then maybe before the season you can sell, or wait till he gets a couple years under his belt and watch his card just gradually go up because he has the tools to make a big impact.
All right, cool. Right on. Number 3, or are you going to questions first?
Yeah, I can definitely look. I think I talked about Williams, William Carter's thing about the Kim Caps. We were talking about my buddy playing for him. I have 2 buddies who play for him. Haha. Dalton Varsho, yeah, Jeff Airtime. I love it, man. I love it. I'm a super collector of Dalton Varsho, Jeff. I have almost a complete rainbow of him. So, yeah, I have a ton of love for him. I played travel ball with Dalton.
So that's another one of his secret ones that kind of got spilled out of the can there. Good job, Airtime. No, I'm just kidding.
The thing with what he's saying, though, is I'm specifically only talking about guys who have first Bowmans in this product.
Yes. His fight, This is the new release 2020 Bowman. What guys his top 5 he's looking for. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Jeff's like, oh, you're trying to keep it secret. No,
No, I'm kidding.
I kind of blew it up on Twitter and on Instagram because I have his orange, 2 greens, couple purples, blue mojos. I bought all of his autos when they were under $25, and then I pulled an orange. So it's like I might as well keep going because he's a Milwaukee guy. So I actually have a few people that I knew from college who went to high school with him.
Yeah.
I played with him for some travel ball in some kind of showcase tournaments. But yeah, he is definitely worth your investment, man.
I'm not card of Fashani. Yeah, Airtime.
I always try to get his stuff because right now I don't know how his stuff isn't higher because he just popped like in the top 70 or 80 on MLB Pipeline, so he's gonna be up there. You're gonna start seeing his cards move up in value, and luckily I was able to pop on it pretty fast and get a hold of those cards.
All right, we can probably run to the next one, the third one.
Okay, yeah. So the next one, when I was talking before, I think these last couple of weeks, I always talked about trying to get guys who are in a great system. Obviously, the Padres, your White Sox.
Yeah, you also hit on that, but not to cut you off, Scov, but you also hit on that, but to remind you too, you also gave very solid advice in the fact of, and you kind of brought this up with Kurloff a little bit, but looking at the team and looking at their needs and looking at where they actually have holes to fill, and if that player, that prospect who's a top or a highly touted prospect, if he can move in or fill in fairly soon within a year, 2 years, whatever. So, yes.
Yeah. And this guy fits that. His name is Vidal Brujan. He is the number 3 player in the system for the Tampa Bay Rays. Obviously, as we all know, Tampa Bay Rays are absolutely loaded. Besides the fact they have Wander, they have Xavier Edwards, they have McKay. They have a lot of young talent in that system. I think Brent Honeywell is in there too. Honeywell, I think, was in that system as well. But yeah, Brujan is a 70 run, which is out of 80, which 80 would probably be Ricky Henderson when he's stealing 50 bases. That would be an 80. So a 70 as a prospect is pretty crazy. He is, I believe, their number 3 prospect in the Ray system, which is an accomplishment in itself because that system is absolutely loaded. Unfortunately, he is a shortstop second baseman, so he would probably be stuck at second base. Obviously, because you have Wander Franco playing shortstop, which is a nice little young combo there, which I could see them trying to kind of groom them up together.
Yeah.
Definitely be something that would be awesome for Brujan's card value. But with he has a great hit tool, but not as much power as you'd like for a high-end investment. You pretty much need him he'd probably be more of a mid-level tier. So maybe a guy that you could maybe pay like up. I'm not really sure what the market's going to bring for him.
Right.
But he's probably blowing out these stolen base stuff because I think he had 48 last year. He was 48 stolen bases last year. So that dude is flying. So I could definitely see him making some moves onto that Rays roster and growing with that young talent because I believe they're number 1 system. Them and the Padres are top 2, I believe, are the top 2 systems. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're definitely loaded.
I think MLB's website likes 82 Byron Buxton's speed, I guess, for the young guys.
Byron Buxton is so fast.
I know.
Yeah.
God, I hope he's 100% healthy and ready to rock again whenever baseball may come back.
Yeah, he's definitely a stud. That's why I can't see the Twins getting rid of him. Because you can literally put Cruz out in the outfield who doesn't move 1 inch, and I'm sure Buxton would probably be able to make all the catches for him.
My top, yeah, like I would say one of the and I'm gonna be a little biased, but one of the best 9-hole hitters when he's healthy, right?
Yeah, I kind of think of him and Jackie Bradley in the same way, but Byron's got a little better hit tool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, who's next on the list for the Bowman? Again, this is specifically who is in the 2020 Bowman, guys. So as we're going through these.
Yeah, so these last 2, they're I didn't put Dominguez or Bobby.
You don't need to because people already know. That's
yeah. So these guys are just 2 guys that I could see giving you a little bit more of a flyer type of feel. Probably not going to go into super in depth on them because they're not like big time guys, but they have something that could easily get their prices up. So there's Duran for the Red Sox. For some reason, I'm blanking on his first name. He's I think he's number 8. Let me check. Yeah, he's number 8 on here. But he is also another dude that's a 70 run. So absolutely fast. Got you lose Betts, and I know Martinez is pretty close to his tenure with the Red Sox here.
Yeah.
And he's even when he's there, he's going to be a DH. So having a speed guy like that, Duran is definitely a guy that I look at as if I'm buying a mid. Like I said, this is what I said before with tiers. Duran might not be that top tier type of talent, but definitely could get up to the league pretty fast. Right. The Red Sox need a guy that can probably play one of their corner positions in the outfield with Jackie Bradley there, and they still have Benintendi. So I could definitely see Duran getting through that system and making some moves. I mean, even if it's just coming in as a defensive replacement in like a playoff game,
right.
And he gets him on that roster, and then maybe Benintendi leaves. Boom. You just get a starting spot. There's so many different ways, but you just need to see him when he gets up there make an impact, and he can easily do that with his legs. He's got a good swing, You just got to get a little bit more pop for him to get that big type of money that you're trying to get out of a big time investment.
Yeah.
And then my last one would be a little bit more biased. This guy's a brewer, so I had to throw a little brewer on there.
Airtime. I'm sitting on a horde of Buxton rookies. I might have a couple.
That's good. You got to have a few.
I have a couple.
Mario Feliciano is my last one. He's a brewer.
Oh, Wayne says, "Cool, man. I pulled a Chrome Duran today. That's awesome."
Nice. Yeah, I think that like I said, Wander Frank, absolutely unbelievable talent, and that's why he is in a small market and can get that type of money. You want guys in big markets, and Boston Red Sox are definitely a big market. So you could probably get more than what you could if you had a Twins or a Brewer guy that's in that mid tier. You know?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So they'll be able to get
our
it.
Twins and Brewers, right? Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Boom. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
We got one more, or no? One more guy on that list.
I'm reading Truth Seekers thing about. It looks like you got a Karis LeVert rookie auto for you.
Oh yeah, that's my boy LeVert. Dude's so underrated.
Dude, Karis LeVert won me so much FanDuel money.
He honestly, I feel like he needs to be on a different team, though. If he was on a different team, you would see really LeVert's true potential. And I think that you could say that with quite a few players in the NBA. But I'm telling you, man, when he came back healthy, what he's done, what he gone through, that his recovery with that whole man, that was insane.
Ridiculous.
His injury was crazy that he's playing, able to play. But yeah, that's a guy that's just so underrated, like just beyond.
What he could do though is that I'm thinking, if I'm an executive for the Nets, thinking here, I have a top two player, top three maybe if you throw Giannis and LeBron over him, maybe Kawhi.
Yeah.
You have Kevin Durant still coming back.
Yes.
If you're you either move LeVert and get him all this confidence in the starting lineup right now, so when Durant comes back, he's the 6, or you can just trade him and get a monster because LeVert's putting up big boy numbers right now without Irving and Durant.
And I would just hate to see him have to be a 6 man because it frustrates me to see certain players that get and a team needs a good 6 man. Don't get me wrong, to really make things happen. They need somebody that can take over when the guys go to the bench. But he's like one of those players. I honestly feel like he could be one of those elite players, but he has to be able to start to get there. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be elite being a 6 man. He could be the best 6 man in the NBA if he puts up the right numbers, and that would be awesome. But that's not still going to get him to elite status. I mean, you look at the top six man, the best 6 men in the NBA throughout the years. They're good, they're great, but they're never elite because they're that 6 man. So
yeah, he's definitely like a couple years ago Lou Williams, where he's good enough to start, but they just bring him off the bench.
Yes.
But he plays starter minutes. That's the thing, is LeVert and Lou Williams both play starter minutes.
But I think if you take away Kyrie and when Durant's back, and you already have so much superstardom at that team, I think you get him into a different team where he can kind of be that head figure and build around him and have other players. I think he could be an elite status player. Like he could day in night in and night out, he could put up the big numbers and match up with some of the top players. Like, I honestly truly believe that. But
yeah, I love watching him.
But we'll see. But yeah, dude, true shout out to you, man. You're such a real one. You're always you're one of the most unselfish guys, man, that I know. Like, so shout out to you, dude. For real. One more for me to ask, Scov, long term. Mize or Pearson? Casey Mize or Pearson?
Ooh. That's tough. Oh gosh. I think Mize has a higher ceiling. I think Mize is a better pitcher. But for card wise, his price is already super high. So maybe I would say Pearson has a higher chance of getting you the increase in the price that you want
Right.
investment. And Pearson also is on a Blue Jays team that has Vladdy, has Biggio, has Bichette, has an absolutely loaded team, and they're all super young. So I could definitely see his going up if they get a chance.
I'm gonna grab this real quick. Take over the helm.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
For sure. And I also could see Pearson maybe getting some playoff starts. Obviously, the Tigers might need a little bit of help to get there, but I think Mize is the better pitcher. Pearson is in a much better situation to succeed, and that's really all you need. If he goes out and throws a 7-inning shutout in a wild card game, boom, his prices are crazy. So I would say that I think Mize has a higher ceiling. Pearson has a higher card ceiling for where it's at right now for an investment side. Looks like Jeff says they really do need to add 2 teams to get a more balanced schedule. Yep. What do I think about Alonzo Trier? Alonzo Trier is underrated, man. I love watching that guy. I just can't get over how dumb the Knicks front office is, man. I hope that with Fizdale gone, they can figure it out because you have how many dudes? You have like 12 power forwards. You have freaking 10, probably 10 to 12 power forwards. This guy, they have Bobby Portis. They got Taj Gibson. They got Kevin Knox, who could play power forward. They have all of these dudes, and they have Mitchell Robinson, who can't shoot, so he has to play center. Like, it's just, they have so many good dudes. They have young talent, too. They have all of these young talent guys. Obviously, they got rid of Dennis Smith, but, I mean, it's tough to really see his full potential until they get him off that crap team. I think that he easily could definitely blow up if he could get if he could go to a crappy team that actually will play it. You know, like you saw that with Dennis Smith Jr. Dude hated everything there because that front office is just dumb. Like, play your best players. Why do you think Luka Doncic plays 35 minutes a game? Because he's one of your best players.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're gonna play Bobby Portis 20 minutes, Taj Gibson 20 minutes, Mitchell Robinson 23 minutes. Like, how are you supposed to get a rhythm? Like, if you ever play basketball, you need a rhythm. You can't just go out there and do a 4-minute stint and get them off the court. Like, they were my least favorite DFS team of all time.
Gorilla, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Jeff about the Detroit Tiger Park for sure. I would actually like to see if like Miguel Cabrera batted in like Yankee Stadium his whole career, how many home runs that guy would have.
Right.
Because the Tiger Stadium is not hitter friendly. I definitely agree with what Jeff said there about the whole thing. And he has that nasty splitter, man. He's going to be a ground ball pitcher, strikeout guy. So you're having a ground ball pitcher in a big park. I'll take it.
I'm gonna throw out some names to you now. Okay, I got the pipeline up. I'm gonna throw out some names. We're gonna kind of look at right now. We're gonna look at guys that are at a AAA level. Okay, so they're pretty much they're ready if they're gonna make it. They're getting close. They're in that last phase of their prospecting, their farm system, their minor league. Okay, so when the name Dylan Carlson from St. Louis outfield comes to mind, what do you think?
That dude's a stud. He really blew up though. He was one of those guys that I think Gorman, one of my guys, was
Nolan Gorman.
He was one of the top. He was the number one for them, and then Carlson just destroyed last year. He just raked. You could actually I think in AAA he ended up batting like 350, something crazy.
Wow.
And you could just see him just gradually getting more and more. He just gradually just kept getting better and better. And, I mean, he's going to play outfield. So you have Bader, who's not a great hitter, who can play the center field position. You could use him at a corner spot. Definitely something that could work there, I believe. He actually can run a little bit, too. So he's a stud. His cards have taken a huge jump. If you invested in him early, congrats to you. You probably made a crap ton of money.
All right, next one on the list that I'm seeing here. How about Brian Hayes, Pittsburgh Pirates, third base?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about him. I never really ever invest in someone like that small, like because obviously the Pirates market
Right,
is
right. The market.
extremely limited. Obviously, I don't want to hate on a full market, but yeah, it's not really um, one I usually get into. He's got some pop. Definitely would need to see more home runs though. He's fast,
Right.
but like he hits more for like those doubles and just doesn't have that home run pop yet. So he's like a gap guy.
Yeah.
So I could see him if he can get a little bit more of that. Like I said, I always say backspin on the ball.
Yeah.
So if he can get more of that, I could definitely see him pushing into the league.
Yeah.
Uh, but I need those to get a little bit instead of those doubles. Let's get those home runs, and we'll start seeing something because I know his slugging has to be pretty well because I know he just hits doubles. That's all he does. You know, he just hits doubles.
Right.
So I would see those turn into homers, and I think you'd be a lot better off in an investment type of thing for you to get him to where you want to be. He needs to start hitting those balls that are probably one bounces to the wall to get those over the wall, and that's where you get all that money. You know?
Right. So here's one, and I guess he's gonna. They have him as MLB right now, so he must be. He
Okay.
must be playing the guy, a guy we've talked about, Nico Horner. So I didn't know if he was actually going to be up or if he was going to be AAA or down or whatever. But they have him right now as MLB rostered, like in the
Yeah.
bigs.
I know he did get a chance to pop up for a little bit. I think towards the end of the season, they brought him up for a few games. I remember seeing him. I remember seeing him. I'm trying to think of what game that was. It was closer to the end of the season against the Brewers, and
Okay.
he did well. He did well. I know
Yeah.
he got a few at bats. I can just pull up here. It says he had only 80 at bats at the big league level.
Yeah.
So I guess that constituted for it. But the thing with him is
Is
he's the
that how
same
they?
way. He's a second baseman.
Is that how they
Uh,
put that? Is that okay? So I guess I haven't invested enough time in just looking at the MLB pipeline. So if they
mhm.
put MLB as their status, that's just if they've ever even been in the MLB. That's just their highest level they've played at, or is it
Yeah,
where they're at?
well, he ended the year in the MLB.
Okay,
So
that's where
probably
I'm.
why.
Okay, yep. I got you.
Yeah, so I would say great defensive player, good contact guy, but for you to really get that money that when he got brought up,
Yeah,
I think the money was because he was a Cub, to be honest.
right.
I don't think that he is worth the type of money that he was getting. I have no idea what he's getting now.
But now,
Uh,
but now he is a shortstop, second base, and outfield, so he's a utility player.
yeah, it's just I'm worried about them. Are they gonna move yet Javi? You know, like there's really I can't really I can see him playing second base. I think that's where he played when he came up and
Right.
he did well, but it's just I need to
But you know, he
kind
could
of
also fill that hole. You lose an outfielder due to an injury or something, so
yeah
he's at one
yeah
place. He's
so,
that's the nice thing about some of these guys that have that utility option where they can play those multi positions.
oh yeah
Sometimes it's with them, and sometimes it might be against them, just depending upon what their utility positions are. Like depending upon
yeah
the team, again, their
for sure
needs, where they're at. So I'm gonna now again. I look at the Tampa Bay Rays. We already know Wander. We don't have to talk about Wander. Nobody has to talk about him because everybody already knows
hmm
his name. I got another guy here that's sitting at AAA. That's a second base shortstop. So they're gonna have to figure some things out here. Maybe one of these guys gets moved as the time goes.
hmm
Vital Brujan, Burjan.
that's the third guy I talked about in
Yeah,
that's the guy I talked about in our 2020 Bowman.
but he's sitting at the same. So how long do you think it's gonna take Wander to come up? Realistically, I mean, I know you. Again, we're
Ooh.
just doing off of your opinion. This is nothing stone. This is
Yeah,
your feeling.
I could
Two
probably
years, two
they
years.
are because that's the weird thing about the Rays is they find a way to compete in that division. They
Right.
find a way to be good enough where they can't tank. So they can't be a team that brings up all their young guys. They have so many good young guys, but they can't bring them up because they're pushing for a playoff spot
Right.
single year. So that's the weird part about the Rays. Um, but yeah, I would definitely say Franco could be. I would just say he would win a September call-up this year, maybe because he
Yeah.
just blew through 3 entire levels last year.
Right.
But I could see him. I'm guessing it's going to be 2 years because they're going to want him to have a full season and or wait the 2 months to get arbitration so he can be another extra year.
Right. Okay, so here's another one, and I've seen this guy in Bowman in previous years. Miami Marlins shortstop Jazz Chisholm.
Chisholm. Yeah, it's always tough because when you have a team like the Marlins, where their entire system is loaded, like every single place that you look with the Marlins, they're absolutely loaded.
Right.
Because they literally flipped their entire team inside out. Um, I'm not really sure with him because it really depends on this year. Because I have no idea how good they're going to be because they have so many young dudes.
No, I know.
If,
They're a
if,
very young team. Very
yeah,
young.
so if they're as bad as they were last year, I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a move. Like Jeter to say, screw it, we're going to bring up the young guys. Like they still have Victor Mesa. They have both the Mesa brothers. They
Right.
still have Blade, who just came up, who I'm sure is going to move through the system super fast because he was a.
Let's
He
say
went
I'm gonna
through
grab
a full
this.
spell.
Take down.
Yeah. So it's weird. That's just a weird one because they're so crazy. Yeah. So he had to head off. I'm gonna look through some of the questions. So if you have any questions, shoot them my way. I'll definitely give you the best thing that I got. My best answer I got for you guys. Brady, I'm waiting for my Bowman hobby box. I'm gonna probably be buying it on Tuesday. I'm hoping to get something good. Arizona. I'll take a gap guy. Yeah, truth. I will. I would agree with you. I'll take a gap guy all day. But for like people that, yeah, I remember that people that are spending the stupid amount of money. I can't imagine that a guy that's going to spend that much money on a card is going to be able to look at it and be like, oh, this guy's not hitting home runs. Like you saw Pete Alonso, you saw like all these dudes, like even Aaron Judge, like all these dudes that just hit home runs and yeah, they strike out like 200 times, but nobody cares, you know. I definitely prefer a gap to gap guy, like in real life baseball. But for investments, if he like I think the guy we were talking about was Brian Hayes. I think he only had like 8 or 9 home runs, something like that, single digits, maybe 10, and he had like 30 doubles. So, like I would probably like to see a little bit more home runs. If, like I said, put a little bit more backspin on the ball and get those balls out of the park. Let me see. As soon as the Cubs get a taker, yeah, Nico Horner will be in the league once Russell leaves. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Russell. I know he's definitely on their crap list after the whole domestic violence stuff. My Phillies can help them out and take Chris Bryant. Yeah, get Chris Bryant out of the NL Central. I'll take it. I hope that the Phillies get Bryant. That would be awesome. Bryant's always killed the Brewers, so I would definitely like the Phillies to take him. Wander is on another level. Truth, I definitely 100% agree with you, dude. That dude is a stud. Dude is a stud. What's up, dudes? How's it going, Tim? I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Jeter has me scratching my head. What, dude? I love Zach Gallen. I love Zach Gallen, dude. He was young. He chucked, didn't care where the ball went, and he had a heavy slider. That dude's gonna be a good pitcher. And the thing is with Jeter is why would you trade away a guy who's a fly ball pitcher, but you're in the biggest park? Like you have a perfect setup for Zach Gallen because Zach Gallen is either gonna be a pop up or a strikeout. Like I say, me and Defness talk all the time about DFS and stuff. And Zach Gallen was awesome. He is awesome. He just struck out everybody. Dude is so good. I loved him. he had a couple games where I won big money on him just literally throwing 80% slider and striking out everybody. It was awesome. Um, Truth seekers agree they won't, but yeah, so I 100% agree. I 100% agree that the gap hitters are the best players probably because what you're looking at in the gap guys are like Yelich wasn't a home run hitter. He's a gap hitter. The ball just flies out. You know, it's just like you see guys that get that consistent swing, and those start turning into home runs. They start turning into those big time guys that you see in those MVP candidates. Like obviously, you're going to see your guys that are Javi Baez who's swinging 100% trying to hit that ball out of the park. But then you see like guys with that nice smooth swing, like 8 years ago, Robinson Cano, the dude that just hit the ball in the gap every time. Like he wasn't trying to hit home runs, but obviously when you're hitting in Yankee Stadium, you might as well be a major leaguer hitting in a 10-year-old park. You know.
Who are you just talking about? Who are you just talking about?
Me and True Secret. We were just talking about how gap guys. We're talking about gap hitters, and I'm like, gap hitters don't really make the money, but some of the best hitters are gap guys because they start to learn after a few years that power will come with you just hitting the ball hard.
Right.
But then I'm like, yeah, there's the Javi Baez who just swings for the fence every time, and then Yelich that was a gap guy in Miami, put him in Miller Park, boom. So that's kind of I'm just going through the comments here.
What's up, Layman? What's up, BCC Breaks? I missed those guys coming in. So William Carter said next time you make it to Fort Wayne, let him know. Maybe grab a drink, maybe a game and a drink. Carter's a good man. He's a solid dude, very solid dude of our community. Here's another name I'm gonna throw out there. AAA right now. Andreas Gimenez. Mets.
Jimenez, are you talking the Mets guys?
Shortstop, yeah.
Yeah. Well, first off, let me lead off and say he has the absolute worst autograph of all time.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like a slash.
It's a damn scribble.
Yeah, it's a slash, like a line and a whatever. That's it. I know. That sucks for the card side, but as far as a player, maybe he'll learn how to write his name a little bit nicer and not just be a line and whatever. But
yeah, that's tough. Like I remember looking at that. What was that?
It's kind of like what's his face for football, the Edmonds brothers, one of the Edmonds. You know how he does his? It's like a drawn out of a penis, like his last name. I don't know. A lot of people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but he always does it every time in his auto. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, he can't be worse than
he's like trying to be cryptic. He's trying to be cryptic like Walt Disney used to be with their photo covers. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Like the old photo Disney stuff. If you look at it, like the old original art, you can actually see like a penis and things. Like they have this cryptic stuff in their artwork.
Oh yeah, I know they do that in like the Disney movies.
Yes, Walt Disney, the Disney. Yes. Yeah. That's what I was saying. But I'm saying he does he's trying to be cryptic, like with his autograph, like.
Yeah, no, I definitely think the Mets have a weird system because they obviously trade away a lot of their big time guys. I know. They traded all those big time guys. I was looking at Jimenez recently for some reason. I don't remember why.
Probably because his autograph sucked.
Yeah.
And you were like, I want to check this guy's stats out. This guy sucks, his autograph. I want to see what he's about.
It was bad. Jimenez, the thing he has going for him is he's a shortstop. Mets really don't have someone there.
Right.
So that can definitely help him get up there faster. I think he would be a guy that I would invest in and then probably sell when he gets to the league. Because he doesn't have like that, like an amazing tool, like Keon Broxton and Byron Buxton, that's super fast.
Right.
You have guys that are strictly there for home runs. Jimenez really doesn't have one. He's kind of like good, like he'll be a role guy is what I kind of think of him as. I don't see him being like one of those guys that's like I need to buy his stuff. You know.
Right. Right. All right, let's move on. How about this name? I haven't really seen or heard much about this guy, but he's in AAA, and he's actually playing for those Baltimore Orioles. You know, again, another kind of whatever team. But shout out to BITG and his Orioles. AAA Ryan Mountcastle, first baseman.
Yeah.
He's like 94 on the top 100 right now.
Yeah. So for first baseman, I remember seeing some of his autos because if I remember correctly, his Bowman is the one where he's running, and I think it's like 3 or 4 years ago that his Bowman came out because it was like an older Bowman.
Oh wow, that long ago?
Yeah, I do remember.
He's only well, he is 23. He's older for when it comes to these prospect guys. He's 23 years old, so
I know. So I think his Bowman's old because I remember that.
That's maybe why I can't think of him because he hasn't really had cards besides the Bowman like the 3-4 years ago.
But his stuff started popping off for some reason, and I know he had a good year last year. Just trying, like, he's actually starting to figure out the home run stroke. So I could definitely see him getting up in the league pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think that his strength is that power, and Camden Yards is perfect for him. I think that he'll do super well when he gets up. It's just the fact that who's watching Baltimore Orioles, which sucks. But I think he'll be fine when he gets up there, especially in a small park in a friendly like Camden.
Airtime's saying the Mets actually have a good shortstop in their system. Sherwin Newton. He's got a money signature. He takes time in his signature. He's got the money signs like Hunter Green does for his ass.
I've seen his auto.
The Bowman Best. Yeah, the Bowman Best and stuff where he does the money sign. I actually just sold one in my auction Tuesday night, I think.
Yeah, he's in a lot. He's in a lot of product. I've seen him his auto.
Sports Kids, email me. I have your package ready to ship. I need your address though, brother. Email me your shipping information, please. I haven't seen you in the last couple streams, so I haven't been able to let you know. But Sports Kids, drop me an email. I need with your shipping info. I need to ship your package out for you, brother.
Yeah, I'm just curious with Jimenez since
Gotta love the money.
He's probably higher through the system, so I'm curious what they do with them once they both get up, since they really don't have a good infield, like at all.
Right.
I could definitely see them both being up there. That's the only reason I'm saying it is because Jimenez will get a shot. Like those guys that are in the system that have a pretty big name, top 5 prospects, they're going to get a shot.
Right.
And that's why you invest in the higher ones in the top 10, because if you're not in the top 10 and you're doing average,
right,
you're not going to get a chance.
Right.
You're a 10 guy, you could do average, and you'll probably get a shot because they obviously have a lot more invested in you and stuff like that.
There's one guy I missed too at AAA that wasn't like a pitcher, and we've seen his cards. We've seen a little talk about him, but that Keibert Ruiz for the Dodgers catcher.
Ruiz?
Yeah, Ruiz, yeah, Ruiz.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Ruiz. See, the thing is if you're gonna be in the Dodgers uniform, you're gonna get some money, right? You're gonna have the chance to get a lot of eyes on you. A lot of people want to watch.
Right. So that's gonna be hard to be sneaky too, you know.
Yeah, and I think that people have heard his name because I believe he came up for a moment. Made a couple I think he played in the MLB for a little bit.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, but he's definitely a guy as a catcher. I would definitely need to see a lot more pop out of him. I don't think that, like, when you think of a catcher like the guy I talked about with for the Brewers, he hits bombs. Like, he has something that he is good at.
Right.
Like he excels at something. Keibert Ruiz, I see as more of just a defensive catcher. I don't really see him as a guy that you're going to get any money out of. The only reason you probably would be because he's on the Dodgers. He's a great defender. He's a great defender. I would take him behind the dish.
Right.
We all know those guys. Like, we have Manny Pena. I would take him behind the dish any day, but I would not put him up.
You wouldn't take him in the ditch too? No, just kidding. We gotta have fun too, right?
Yeah, I would never take him in the 9th inning to get me a hit, ever.
Yeah.
It's like the same with Ruiz. Like he was drafted because he is a great catcher, but I cannot see him getting you much money in the department of investment because he just doesn't hit that well, and he has to go against the stud Will Smith, who just had a huge end of the season last year, hitting bombs.
Right.
And you can't DH in the NL unless they decide they want to do that.
What does ROA mean in the pipeline under the status? Not
Um,
ROK, ROA. Is that like rookie?
are you talking about because ROK is rookie ball?
Yeah, but it's ROA. So, like, what I'm talking about is 63 Francisco Alvarez, catcher for the Mets. ROA is the status in the top 100.
So that would be the Arizona. I'm guessing that's rookie league.
Oh, Rookie League Arizona. I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna grab this real quick. Take the wheel.
Yep.
Take the wheel.
We'll take a look at these. Sports Kids, 100%. Jackson Rutledge, first. He's gonna be a really nice pitcher from this product. I talked about Patino before, but I would say Rutledge is definitely up there. For this next product of Bowman 2020, he's gonna be a stud. I 100% agree with you. Rutledge is filthy, absolutely filthy. He's a big dude too, and just chucks. And he has an amazing signature. Yeah, the Newton die does have a great signature. The money sign does make it a lot better. I think that is the secret code for the for the Freemasons. I just watched some conspiracy show on that stuff. It messing with my head. Yep, contending with Will Smith. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I can answer any of them that you have right now. I definitely will be able to get to them. The Truth Seekers, I love when they put the jersey number. Like, that's why I try to buy a Mike Trout with the 27 in there. You have to buy him before 2016 autos because his auto looks sick with the 27 on there, with the 27 and then the underline. It just looks so nice. I agree that we really don't have many guys who put their numbers in there. So I definitely agree that they make it look so nice. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Julio Rodriguez there. Yeah, Julio Rodriguez is going to be a stud. He's going to come up with a lineup of, I don't know who they're going to keep from it. I mean, I don't even think they're going to keep too many from their actual team right now. But, I mean, you bring up Kelnick with him. You bring up Evan White with him.
Yeah, so is Evan White actually up now, and is he going to be the first baseman? Or is he – because they have him statused as MLB right now. And again, that'd be end of the season. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think he got up there. Yeah.
Look, 56. He's MLB.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't think he played last year in the MLB.
But they have him as MLB. Does that mean maybe he's up then? Then when they start playing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are we finding something out here?
Maybe. I don't think that he had any time up in the big leagues.
He's tall. He's 6'3", 205.
Yeah, he's big. He's definitely worth. Like I said, I'm trying to buy some. So if you guys are gonna buy any of him, wait at least a month or so.
Because he's trying to buy them.
Yeah, wait till I can get a couple.
you know, I picked up a couple Bowmans.
Evan White?
Not autos, just his. I got his base, his to a 199 or whatever Bowman, and his to 499 in a little lot, cheap.
Yeah,
cheap.
Might as well, because those things will pop off pretty fast. Because once Mariners become good.
I don't know what it is, Scovs. I got a special little place in my heart for first basemen. I always find myself like kind of brought to like first baseman when it comes to baseball and it comes to players and prospects. I don't know what it is. It has something to do with I don't know. I've just always been a first baseman fan. Like that's just how it is. So
yeah, I mean. You probably like him because they hit the most dingers.
Usually, but that's not always the case. I mean, you got outfielders that do that. You got, that's not always, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I know. I just like that Evan White plays good defense. Like, I like that he hits well and he plays good defense. Like, a lot of these guys don't even care about defense anymore.
Well,
Obviously, you
yeah,
get
it's all about
easy ones.
it's all about put the offensive numbers up and hit the homers and get this. If you're fast, get the steals, get the doubles,
Yeah.
triples. So
This is my question for you here now, since
yeah,
we got this baseball season could happen, right? We could
right.
have it happen. No fans.
Yeah.
What if any factor on DFS will this make? Do you think that there'll be a lot less runs scored because you don't have the hype? You think velocity is going to be down because
I
you don't
don't.
have the hype
I
behind you?
honestly, I don't. I don't think so. I think in the end game, I think it actually benefits the players. Like as much as they want to say that it could hype them up, like if you've been to enough live events, yes, the atmosphere is insane. I love it. That's my favorite place to be. Like personally, I love it. But there's every single like baseball game I've been to, I can think of, especially when I'm like down lower level and I'm within 15 to 20 rows of the field, either first baseline or third baseline, no matter what side I'm on, and I sit on both, it fluctuates. That's usually where I like to sit.
Mm-hmm.
I always, constantly, am always hearing people typically in front of me somewhere, a few aisles in front or right by the front, whatever, talking mad shit to players constantly, yelling as loud as they can. You suck. You suck. And as much as they want to tune that out, I don't know. Yeah, energy can be great. It can ring you up, and I love that. I mean, I love the energy. But I think in the end game, as far as overall numbers, I think without fans, I think it actually is going to help them personally.
My, I've been watching a lot of KBO now.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, it's after
Yeah,
the
I've
fact.
done DFS KBO, bro. I got lucky. I did my first. I only played once. I haven't because I just been busy with work. I got one day I got a chance to put a lineup in, and I actually didn't do too bad. Came out
Yeah, I've
ahead.
been betting on the games. I've been betting on the games.
Yeah,
Quite a
did
bit.
DFS. It's fun. Not knowing
Yeah,
anybody and not looking at the names and being like, oh, okay, look at this guy. Check this
Dude,
guy
they're
out.
hard.
Yeah.
They're hard. They're so hard to figure out. I see. I like actually betting on the games because there are some good teams. Like Korean baseball is good.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh yeah.
Kaiwoom Heroes, like watching the Heroes, the Dinos, like watching those guys. Those guys are good. Like I don't know. This is the weirdest thing. At like as a guy who's like actually like seen hitters, like a lot of hitters, watched a lot of baseball. Like the ability that these guys have to just lift their leg and then they can see the breaking ball early enough that
Right.
they hold their leg up longer. If you
Yeah.
ever see that, all of them have that huge leg kick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How can you pick up that spin so early and get it down to no fastball or down to no breaking ball that early? Like that's what's crazy to me. Like, these guys are nuts. The hand eye they have has to be unreal.
Right. So let's also talk about another thing that because we still have the NBA season that they're trying to figure out. Did you hear
Yeah,
about what
oh
the
yeah.
did you hear about the newest word is?
I didn't. No, I don't think I heard what it was.
Disneyland has reported to start clearing and accommodating and moving hotels all around and everywhere else to be able to
Wow.
host if they're going to finish the NBA season. They've already stepped up and said that they would. They moved their hotel arrangements with people and everything
Wow.
so that they can make it happen. They said that it may or may not host every team. It may be a portion of teams, depending upon if they find a couple locations. But Disney has already stepped up and said that they are figuring and planning for the NBA season in Orlando is one of the
Wow.
locations to facilitate and house and whatever the players to if the season's gonna end. They said if there is a finish to the season this year, more than likely at least a portion of the teams will be there. So
Did you watch The Last Dance at all?
I watched the first like two episodes. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I I watched Jordan growing up my whole time. I know there's a lot of backstory stuff and there's this and that, but over the years I've read a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. he's obviously one of the greatest of all time. I'm not gonna debate or argue that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just I got a lot of other things going on. I don't have a lot of time to sit and watch, hour episodes. So
Yeah, and this is what's crazy. This is what I found crazy is I watched all 10 of them. It was just me and my dad that watched.
yeah,
Uh,
and I heard they're
and
great. I mean, I saw like the
they
first
were.
one or two, and that was good.
Um,
But it just
yeah, it was so weird to me because besides the fact it blew up the card market in the '90s, cards, it
yes,
blew up all this stuff.
right.
Um, all this stuff is just wild for that. I'll get to that point after.
Which
But what I
seems
was saying is,
weird, but yeah, I mean it's relevancy again and bringing everybody back into it. But yeah, yep, yep,
so so that documentary they talked about after Michael lost to the Magic, he had to go record Space Jam, and then Warner Brothers made him a basketball stadium, like just made him one on the set. So why can't Warner Brothers just make a thing randomly? There was no stands. It was just a bubble. Like
yeah.
that would be perfect. Why can't they do that again? Like I saw that, I'm like that would be literally perfect. There's no one in the stands. It's just 5-on-5. You have enough seats.
I think
It would
that's
be perfect.
basically the same kind of probably the I haven't heard of the details, but I think that would probably be that's kind of like Disney stepping up and being like, hey, people are really trying to make this happen, and I don't know if you saw it too, but boy LeBron facilitated with a practice or whatever, an encore practice with all teammates, a private on-court workout with Laker teammates. LeBron held. LeBron's trying to go after that, man. He wants that championship. He wants the
Yeah,
season to finish, and he wants that championship.
I'm excited. I want to see the Lakers play Clippers, and I want to see the Bucks play one of them in the finals. The Bucks have had a chance. They beat both of them at home. I think they beat the Clippers more than once, but they split with the Lakers.
Right.
When they had to go out to LA. That's gonna be wild
Oh, yeah.
because I think Giannis finally got his chance to get his feet wet in the playoffs. I think Giannis is about to go crazy, and the thing is, I don't like this lockout and all this stuff because Giannis only plays 28 to 30 minutes a game. He was fresh. Everybody else is playing 36.
What? Yeah.
He was ready. He was ready to go through this playoff run, and now like the whole thing Budenholzer was doing was saving these guys for the playoffs. Now everybody gets a chance, So
Right.
it's like everybody's gonna be well rested, and I guess they're gonna see who really is the best of the best here. So I'm excited. I want the NBA season to keep going, and I think they do too.
Yeah. Yeah. I would. Yeah, I would love to see it finish, but man, we're charting waters here at it being towards the end of May already, going into June. Like, and I don't. Do you remember how many games they were sitting on? I don't really remember how many games were left in the regular season, but they would obviously have to shorten the season regardless. Like what like the plans have been, like either shorten it or go pretty much right into playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which for teams that were on that lingering, if you look at the standings, too bad for them. That sucks. Like them not having an opportunity or a chance. To fight to get a playoff spot, but either way.
yeah. One thing I think that does help though is if you're looking at it as a card perspective. Say you're thinking about cards.
Yeah.
You're gonna obviously have guys that are on the bubble trying to fight to get in, and you're gonna probably have a lot more of their games on, right? That are trying to get the 8, 7 seeds,
Right.
9 seeds, and that's all Zion, Ja Love right there, man. That's all them.
Oh, I know.
They're gonna be all the time more than they already were because they're within 2 games of each other.
Right.
So like these guys are gonna be on ESPN like every single day.
Yeah.
All it's another Zion bomb of 30 and 10. And bam, that card is more like probably gonna be pushing Jordan levels pretty quick here.
And I just don't get why. I mean, I know the safety and everything else, and there's a lot of people involved, but god dang it, if the UFC can do 3 fight events with all different fighters each time, and I know they're having a lot of the other same people, but you can figure out the ref thing, like, and keep the refs. I don't know. I mean, they're gonna obviously teams are gonna be playing different teams unless it's playoffs. Then the playoffs, they're playing the same people are together. I just don't understand why they can't make this thing happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
crazy because if you check everybody on the roster for every team and no one has it, and you check the doctors, whatever, you only need like 20 people in that gym, and
Right,
you're good to go. You
right,
know,
right.
and you can play some DFS, right? That's what we're
Yeah,
waiting for.
right. That's what we want. We just want the no. I want lives. I want some more live sports too. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air to get UFC fights and for them to be doing as many as they're doing to try to catch up and trying to keep some normalcy in the world. You know, something to watch every so once in a while. And NASCAR now finally coming back,
Yep.
and now they're doing that. So I mean, it's a they're trying to make this work out, and you're hearing a lot of these states too that are gonna start doing their restaurants are gonna start opening up, but some restaurants, they're gonna be only outdoors, I guess, like only outdoor seating. So restaurants that have like out
Hmm.
patios, you would just be able to do that. I just see that getting to be very tough because a lot of people are gonna want to do that, and usually most patios in most places are not very large. I mean, what do they have? 7 tables or 12. I mean, it might be bigger, it might have more, but that's not a lot of seating. Where most restaurants hold how many dang people? So how many different tables? So it'll be interesting for sure.
Did
But
you watch the UFC fight last Saturday?
so like just this past Saturday or the one before, the Gaethje one?
No, I'm talking about the one that was on ESPN, the full one that was on ESPN.
I didn't catch most of it because I was too busy on the gun show and BITG and working on packaging packages from 24-hour stream. So
Um, but it was crazy to me though because I didn't check the amount of people that watched, but them doing it on ESPN is genius.
oh
First
yeah,
off, I'll give Daniel like
absolutely.
genius.
He's a freaking genius. Yeah, he is.
But that was one I've watched tons and tons of UFC fights, tons
Right,
of UFC fights. That might
right,
have been the worst refereed or not refereed, but judged I've seen in a long time, man. That was tough
right.
because I'm watching Angela Hill. She destroyed the second round.
What's up,
She
Johnny?
she beat the
Crazy.
living crap out of her in the third round and lost on decision and said that one of the judges had it 30-27. How?
Yeah,
How
I know.
how could she be 30-27 and you saying that she lost every round? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, she won at least two.
But
And
that's what they always say, man. Just don't leave it to the judges. I know it's easier said than done, and it's not easy to finish anybody, but a lot of times, and again, I get it. They're exhausted. Their minds are in different places once they get to certain points, and it's very tough to do. But you really can't. You cannot leave it to the judges because you see it over and over again. You see where you and just about everybody else agree on the same thing except for the judges. That
it's
and
crazy.
it's not that it's just you saying, "Oh, I think you," but a lot of other people are like, "No way!" Like, no, they got it right. Like, on certain things, like everybody, you see me here behind it. Like, no, that was screwed. That was BS. Whatever. True says that's not a sport, NASCAR. Whether it's a sport or it's not a sport, it's a live event. It's just nice to see a live event because there's not much of that going on around these days. So,
um, did you hear about the whole Walt Harris thing? Like, what all happened and stuff? Like, it was crazy. Um,
what do you
the
mean?
one who his daughter got killed, like got kidnapped and killed.
Oh, yeah, you mean like this? Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you meant
Yeah,
like something else, like right at the time.
no, yeah. So this was his first fight back.
Yeah,
He came there first round, just beat the living
yeah. I
crap
saw the
out.
highlights, and then
He was like, I don't know how the ref didn't stop it, honestly, because this dude was literally on top of him, just
well,
throwing
they're both
haymakers, but
big boys,
never
and
even
I
got
the
out.
highlights I saw. As long as you are continually protecting yourself and showing you're protecting yourself, I mean, usually most times the ref won't stop it. It's when guys start letting their hands down and they're getting hit, like they're on the ground, they're getting hit, and they're not attempting, or they're not even. It's almost because that's showing like they're not all there. They're partly all conscious. They're partly knocked out or whatever, you know. So, but yeah, I saw the highlights, man. It was insane, insane. So
Yeah, it was a great fight. It's just those guys are so big. You just have to think how much endurance does this guy really have?
right.
Oh my gosh, Truth, how much is that on eBay? He said that someone has a PSA 10 Dominguez. I'm curious if that's on. Is that on eBay? Because I bet you that thing's like
I'm
a
gonna
thousand.
take this call real quick.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Truth, how much? Is that on eBay or did someone just post it? Because I can't imagine that. I just saw a green of his going. It was at like 18 grand. There was a day left. I can't even imagine what a PSA 10 would be. And are you talking about the first edition? Or are you talking about from 2020 Bowman that's I think released tomorrow? Jeez. Yeah, dude, I don't get it. What really makes me mad is I was trying to buy Mosaic on the Panini website, and I was on there right away, got myself in, click, and nope, doesn't work for like 8 minutes, and it's sold out. Like how? I don't get it. Like, and then I see these breakers ripping 40 boxes yesterday, 40 boxes of Mosaic for these breakers. Like how? I mean, I guess it's good for the hobby because more people can get in on the breaks, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't understand how they think that giving all this stuff to the breakers is getting the hobby better. Like I said, if I do this break, which I really want to do of the Mosaic, if I do it, I'm gonna be hyped after every card. You know, like I'm gonna be hyped for everything. Like you're gonna see a lot more people enjoying it because like I could only afford one box. These guys are if they're buying 40 boxes in their breakers, like I can't. It just kind of takes away the stuff from the hobby. I don't get it. Like when people have 40, 50 boxes of this stuff, like is in my opinion, that's just I think it's besides the fact that people are getting bought out of the hobby anyway. You pretty much just have to buy lower end stuff for your favorite players because Bowman is just literally that expensive. Excuse me. I just don't get how they don't give like the consumer a chance. Like give your stuff to the breakers, give them like their 30, give them their 30 boxes, 25 to 30 boxes, and we're good. But last night alone, I was watching breaks because I bought the one box. I was watching this break, and it was 31, 32, 33 to 38. I'm on a different one, 35, 36, 37. That's like this is like the shortest print of all basketball runs. Like this is the shortest print that they're gonna have because Mosaic is super short printed for like even just base cards. And I just saw in 4 hours, these guys ripped 80 boxes from two different people. Like how is like that? I don't get it. I just don't get how they think that's good for the hobby. If you price out all these guys, like how is that work? Like how do you think that you're going to keep in enough people with money in the hobby? Like your best chance is going to a Target or a Walmart to buy a blaster. Guess what? I bet you there's some secret mafia Target people who just take them right off the shelves. If I was working at Target, I would have bought every Mosaic box. I would have taken everything out. I would not. I would be. I would if I should just work at Target, dude. I should just go and work at a Target just so I could buy the first ones off there. I wouldn't even take them out to people. But it's crazy because like that's another reason I want to break. Obviously, I don't think I'm ever going to get to the big high end stuff like ripping 40 boxes of Mosaic, but it's just being able to like give it to the other guys, you know, like being able to kind of allow people that get priced out to buy into breaks and just do them that way because like I'm watching these big breakers and they don't even enjoy the cards. Like you're flipping through these, it's just it's like you're making it rain with base cards because they don't even give a crap. It just doesn't. It rubs me the wrong way to see that you're spending your hard-earned money on breaks, and all these guys are doing all their stuff and Like that's why I love watching these guys that are really into it. Like I love watching breakers that are really into the hobby, that really enjoy seeing big cards. But like when I'm watching, I think I think I don't remember who it was. It might have been Platinum or something else. Um, and these guys are literally going done, done. Ooh, refractor. Ooh, this is a cool card, and it's like a monster card. Like there's no excitement. Like the hobby, you got to go back to when you were a kid. Like I'm only 23. I've been ripping for a little while. I never bought any high end right away. I obviously just bought a really high end box, but that's because I want to break it. So I won't even be ripping it for myself. But it's like, where's the fun in it, man? Like all of us. I mean, if you're older, you probably ripped in the junk wax era. Probably loved the cards. Probably have kids now, and you get to enjoy it with them. Like you have to think about it as like a kid back in this hobby. You know, like when you're a kid, you see like, oh my god, I just hit just a basic refractor or a silver of a guy that's crap, but it's still a cool card. Like it still looks cool, but you don't even get a chance because he just goes boop, 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 boop. Like it's like if you're just gonna go for hits, like it's just it. I if you're gonna go for hits, you should just buy them off eBay first off. Um, I just wish that like that's why I want to do it. That's why I want to break because if you haven't seen my video when I pulled a Tatis, it's only like $100 card, $150 card. But I pull it, and I freak the hell out because it's like, damn, this is awesome. Like
Right.
it's a rush. And if you don't have that type of excitement, why would people want to break with you? You know, like when you have that excitement with it and you enjoy it thoroughly, like I think it just brings such a different aspect to the hobby that we don't get anymore because it's all run by money. It literally is ran by money. And
Yeah. And it's like when it's like Scovs. It's like when we even do these things like prospecting and stuff. We're just giving you guys ideas like Scov's opinions on players and stuff, but we're not saying you shouldn't enjoy the hobby. We're not saying you should PC. You know, we do like even we did the PC versus prospect, and we talk all about. We got a lot of PC. We PC. That's primarily what I do. I'm not a heavy prospect guy. Like as far as I don't spend a ton of money, tons and tons of money on prospects. Like just whatever. I'm collecting guys. I mean, hell, my main PC is Minnesota Twins and like Timberwolves and stuff. None of that crap. There's not much value even in that stuff. So again, yes, just having fun with it and just enjoying it. You know, I mean, I like to give more shit away than I like to, you know, keep for myself, like a lot of other people do. You know, in this
yeah,
hobby and in the community. So
and that's what I said is like when you like even when you see like in a baseball game when guys are excited on the field, you get hyped up too. Like they make a big catch, you just see them like fist bump or Luca hits a three. Like you get hyped because they're hyped. So like if you're a breaker and you're just flipping through stuff and you're not giving like that excitement back, like you have to remember like we all started out somewhere. Like
right,
you had to start out somewhere,
right.
and I that's why I'm like meeting all the people in the hobby. Probably the best thing you can do, and then just trying to like obviously trying to build like I want to start breaking. So it's like I'm gonna probably be kicked off of YouTube for swearing for being so hype on some of these cards. Like that's what I mean. Like that's what I want to see. Like I want to see guys that are pumped. Like this is awesome. Like this is the best hobby you can get into because we're literally collecting pieces of cardboard that go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You know,
Right.
like it's crazy. It's just like how do you wrap your head around it? I just paid $500 for a piece of cardboard,
And
but it's awesome.
on the same token, guys, like, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about Phil's polls, like Phil Hughes, you know, ex baseball player. Like I've said before, my opinion on the whole thing is, for me, I personally get more excitement for seeing somebody like anybody in the community that can't afford probably to buy a lot of stuff, and then they buy a box of cards and they hit a big crazy card or a big card, versus watching somebody that has the unlimited amounts of money that can just buy and buy and buy until they hit what they're looking for. That not and again, I say that not saying that it guarantees they're going to hit what they're looking for, but they can keep going until they do, or they'll hit a lot of other cards. It's
Mm-hmm.
more excitement, but at the same token, they are good for the hobby as far as continuing to keep the hobby grow because of the amount of money that they're putting into the hobby. I mean, literally, like buying all that stuff and buying the high end stuff keeps the hobby moving forward. So, I mean, it
Yeah.
is. Everybody's got their own thing and everybody does their own thing. So,
Yeah, and one thing I think that's cool too is
what's up,
like
Tony?
when you have like a little community here. Like I met probably,
Alex
I don't think I met a lot of
959.
guys in here.
Who?
I don't think I've met a lot of the guys in your
Yeah,
chat.
like personally, Matt. Right. Yeah.
But like after my first year when I went to the national and met up with like Eloy and those guys, I got to meet a lot of the guys in the hobby. So like if I'm breaking and I
Right.
see that it's like a guy I've met. So say like if I meet Truth Seeker or Jesse there, if I meet him and I pull you a monster card, I'm gonna be so hyped because I know it's going to you and I know it's like a good home and it's like a place that like someone's gonna enjoy this card.
Yeah.
It's just something
Yeah.
that's gonna enjoyed by someone, not somebody that is just gonna be like, oh, this is cool, but I'm gonna go buy a freaking superfractor. It's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
go buy it right after. It's just
Right.
it's a weird spot to be in.
And Truth and Jesse, and everybody has their opinions. I mean, you say it's a small circle of them, so they're only helping themselves. You may mean within the cards that they like exchange with each other, but you got to remember, you got to remember the long end. It's the money they're buying. They're buying the product. It's originally coming from Panini. It's originally coming from Topps. It's the hobby manufacturers that the money is continuing going into the hobby. So yes, I can, if you want to break it down that way, that's how you see it, that's fine. But and it's all of our opinions regardless, right? But in the long end, it's actually the money's, it's Panini product, it's Topps product, it's whoever Panini is Donruss, it's whoever. No one's going to be buying much Leaf, but Topps and Panini, they're buying cases and cases. That was originally from Panini. That was originally from Topps. They're the ones that manufactured or printed the cards. So it's going into the hobby. Like
I think this whole thing started was when I said when I tried buying Mosaic, I couldn't even get it. I tried for 25 minutes and just continuously just tried going through it.
Right.
I just trying, and it just said doesn't work for 7 minutes, and then boom, it's sold out. So
Right.
that's kind of how we got into this break thing, because you have to imagine how can I watch a guy rip 45 boxes in one night and I can't get one off of the site, and I want to spread the hobby love. I got Instagram that I can get people that would love to rip this stuff, and YouTube. I mean, I don't have a lot of subs, but still everybody's going to want to see that, but you're just concentrating it on the 6 to 10 different huge breakers that get probably 80% of the product.
Right.
Yeah, it's just weird. I thought you would want it to be on the young, the other guys too. It's weird. It's obviously the rich get richer, but I wish when you were a kid, when you ripped those just random Target boxes.
What's up, heads?
It's you want everybody to kind of get that chance, because that's why they're staying. The reason I'm saying is I ripped something on a Christmas and got to see a monster card on a Christmas with my family.
Right.
I remember pulling that J.J. Watt Von Miller dual auto 4 years ago. I remember that exact moment pulling that card. So now that's gonna obviously keep me in it a little longer. But obviously I was already addicted to cardboard anyway. But I'm an exception, I guess.
Right.
Wild.
Wow, West. People still calling, man. Come on. What's up, Zach? My man Zach Sports Cards in the house. He's working on some other things for me, man. I appreciate it. For sure, man. That's cool, Zach. Yeah, just give me a shout when we get off the stream here. We can talk a little bit, whatever. So
got some more people in here. Anybody have any questions about?
Yeah, people rolling in and people getting off work late. I mean, I get it, man. Some people are in the West Coast zone, so it's just now 5 o'clock their time, so they're just getting off of work. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
You got time fluctuations.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
That's so. But yeah, anybody else got any questions? What do you do if you think you see a fake card on eBay? I'm unsure if I got the fake one or are they selling the fake one. Well, Alex, are you? I don't remember. Are you on? I don't think. Are you on Twitter? What I would always recommend is if you think there is a fake card or you're in question and you're not sure, I mean, you can always send me, send Scov, send anybody, email us or send us pictures and say, hey, what's your thoughts on this if you think something's fishy? We may or may not be able to figure it out. I mean, we may get other people involved to see if they think it is. I mean, if you see a fake card, unfortunately, there is a lot of fake cards on eBay, but are you talking like a Acer, whatever that brand is? What's that brand that they make all those fake cards like? They make like the Mike Trout, and it's in like the '89 Upper Deck, but it's like an actual. It's not Upper Deck, and they don't even put it on there. It starts with an A. They make all sorts of cards, and they sell thousands of them. People buy them, and they know that they're not real. Most people know they're not real. Are you talking like that? Or are you asking like a Michael Jordan fake card, like a fake printed card that looks legit like the Michael Jordan, but it's not? I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure out, Alex, what your question is.
I think that's the name. Is it the
ACO? ACO is a company.
Good call.
So,
yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember at all, but he's got it right there.
So ACO makes a lot of fake stuff, but they put on there, I mean, it's not legit. Like, they actually put ACO right on the card somewhere, too. Like, it's printed on there. And I think they used to not years ago, but they did that just because, whatever reason. So.
But. Yeah, no, and one thing too, it's not really related to the card part of it, but if you don't have a Twitter, you should just get a Twitter. You don't have to post. Just go on Twitter just to check out the people's stuff. Like you can retweet people's stuff. You can just look at stuff. Like I have Instagram. I post a lot more on Instagram, but on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. I just literally am on there to find cool cards, maybe buy a card from a guy on Twitter there. But it's like I barely post on Twitter. I post mostly on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok now. So it's like Twitter, I'm just there to kind of look, and then there's some crazy deals on Twitter.
Hey, do you got your TikTok linked to your YouTube?
I
do it. There's a link. So by your profile, like when you're on your profile page, like by the name, right below it, like where whatever it is, there's actually a YouTube, like the YouTube logo. It's not like colored in, but it's like the YouTube logo, and then they can just click on it when they go to your profile. It takes them right to your YouTube page.
Oh yeah, on TikTok I have it linked.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's what I was asking. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I definitely have it linked.
So that's another thing, guys.
It's fun, honestly.
Yes. You don't even have to be creative. Like, I've utilized it. I kind of fell off the horse because I've just been so busy the last couple days. But I used to get up every morning the last couple days, and I would just do I would just talk. I'd just like a talk video and be like, hey, it's Defness45 again. Hope everybody's doing good out on TikTok. Tonight we'll be doing my sports card auction at whatever on my YouTube channel. Check it out, and then just post it. And, and you can do creative, fun things, too, and you can put different backgrounds. You don't have to, though. But that's another avenue to start networking yourself and if you're trying to grow your stuff. So
yeah, so True Seeker says, what's a TikTok? So this is something like a TikTok. So it's just welcome back to the channel. You get to make a little thing there. It's like little separate videos. So this is from a Monday mail day I have. So I just pull out what I have on my mail day, and then you pull out what you get, and it was my Luciano. So it's just like multiple little videos. You can talk, you can just put pictures, you can have background music. It's weird. It definitely is weird. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but I have 20 buddies that literally just watch them. They just follow people and they watch them. So you don't have to actually do anything. For content, you can just watch because somebody drops a bomb. Maybe somebody says, hey, I have a Jared Kelnick for $200. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to buy it because maybe nobody else is on here. It's just maybe getting a chance. And I agree with you 100%, Jesse. Don't tell my girlfriend I say that. But yeah, TikTok. I don't watch the TikTok for those, but it's definitely a part of TikTok for sure.
Nice.
Hey, how you doing?
Somebody's gonna send me an email here of that thing real quick, and he said in a minute about the fake card. I'm gonna keep him occupied for a second. I'm gonna go run up. I think my food is delivered.
Awesome. Yeah. So, you guys have any other questions? Love to answer them. Or I'd like to hear they're not naked. No, that's only for Twitter. I think Twitter's the only one that allows you to do that. They don't do that on any other one. Like if you're on Instagram, they'll take it off. Twitter just let anything happen, dude. Twitter is a crazy place. Twitter is a crazy place. It's just there's so that's hilarious. Hey, Hopkins, how you doing, man? How you doing? We're just sitting here talking about some stuff. Maybe me showing off a little bit of my Kobe love. You know, I'm gonna tell you too. If you guys are selling,
super.
If you're selling stuff on eBay, this is one thing I would advise too. It'll help you sell for a hell of a lot more money. Just go out and invest in like a one touch. Because when I see a guy selling in a one touch, I know he takes care of his cards. So if I know a guy takes care of his cards and I see a one touch in my screen or in the selling point, you just know a guy takes care of them. So if you're selling, definitely put it in a one touch. You'll probably get a little bit more out of it than you normally would. But I just went out and bought a crap ton of one touches. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth buying.
You know, and that's a good thing you touched on too, Scos, while we're, kind of almost 2 hours in now, so I'm sure BITG will be going a little bit. But, I've talked about this personally myself too, but like even whether it's one touches or even if it's cards that are not really one touch worthy or you don't want to, if you get the card and you get it in a nasty ass top loader and it's old and scratched up and not clear and clean, replace it if you can get top loaders. Like I just buy them 500s at a time or thousands at a time on eBay or LCS, whatever. But swap them out, whether you're taking pictures and put them on there, because I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Like Scov says, number one, it shows that you care about the cards, you take care of them. Number two, the appearance is just so much cleaner.
It looks so much nicer.
Yeah, when they're dirty and just crappy and blah, it doesn't look good. Like it's like, and then people start questioning you if you put a picture up of a card either on a one touch or a top loader. They start questioning. They go, "Hey," because there's marks on the top loader. They go, "Is that a mark? Is that on the actual thing or is that on the card?" And then you got, so you can you're showing a better, clear view of the card that you're trying to sell. So keep that in mind.
Looks like, Tony said that he has a small budget for cards. What should I be investing in? That's a really open-ended question, man. I wish I could give you just one. If you want, just comment on something of mine. I can definitely give you some answers, but there's so many things that you can invest in. We're mostly talking basketball and baseball for these, but yeah, there's a ton of different stuff. It kind of just depends on what you like, really.
No, Alex, I'm looking at your pictures. These are legit real cards. Immaculate Collegiate Football Collection cards. These are reals. These are not fakes. There's different variations of them. So, like, let me just. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of those ones are so weird. There's so many different like variations of pictures or other things like that for sure.
So 309, 309. And then what? Hang on, I gotta go back to this other one.
So I got a question for all you guys in here and you too, Jeff. What do you think is going to happen to all the first edition cards? Like the value are crazy right now, obviously, since the Bowman isn't out. So Bowman drops either tomorrow. Most people probably won't get them until next week. You think it'll stay, or do you think that the prices will drop?
I think they're gonna drop. I think they drop. It's usually the same thing just about for anything. Once another product drops, it's the excitement, right? Everybody gets so excited. Everybody gets so, ooh, new product, ooh, crazy. Everybody wants it, right? And then it's like when you get into breaks, you see people get breaks, and someone hits a card, and even if it's not like a Dominguez, it's like some other, I got to get that card. I want that card because it's like new, right? Nobody's really seen much of it. It's fresh. It's whatever. But then once that kind of calms down, then all of a sudden now you're going to have regular Bowman dropping, and people are going to be, oh, I want that card. I want this card. It's just constant. It's a constant, it's how it is. I don't know.
See, the only reason I'm skeptical about these is because you're seeing Bowman First Edition, which is the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
And the same with Mosaic. It's its first year. So like of it's being on its own. Obviously there was
What's up,
Panini
Joe?
Mosaic Prism. There's been Prism Mosaic, but there's never been Mosaic its own product. So I'm really curious because this is both of their first years being like their own thing. So I'm not really sure because I've never obviously we have nothing to go off of. But I'm really curious to see what the prices do because with it being the first time that Mosaic's on its own and everybody loves the cards, and if people don't like the cards, it's because they just I don't want to say can't afford them or just they just don't really wrap around like this is something brand new. Like I hated Optic when it came out because I was always into Prism, you know? Like when the first thing's out, you hate the other version because it's gonna dethrone what you like already.
Alex, to
Uh,
answer your thing real quick on your email, I'm sorry. Hey, to answer your thing real quick, you said yours is gold and the one on eBay isn't. It's because of the lighting of the picture. They are actually, it's going to be gold as well. Like that gold, like the Immaculate Collection. You know what I'm talking about, Skulls, right? Like Immaculate Collection where the lettering and
yep.
stuff is gold, like in gold. And they got those swirly swing things, like the image, and it's gold, like, you know, in the card places. You just can't tell because the lighting on that is so bad of the picture they took. It's just like think about this, Alex. When you take a prism card or an optic card or whatever, like this checkerboard's Culver, right? Like you take a card and you, depending upon the lighting, like right now you'd see like this. And if I, here, let me do this. If I do this, like look at how much different, look at how you can see like the different, depending upon what angle I'd have it at, you can see the different colors, you can see whatever. The lighting is bad. You can still see it, but you can't see. You don't see that same. You can still see the checkered there, but it's not as vivid, right? Lighting does everything, so it will be gold as well. They're both gold cards, definitely. Go ahead, Scov. Sorry, man. I just wanted to clear it up what he was asking and emailing.
Yeah, no, when you're putting on stuff on eBay, that's really big too. Like if you're selling, you really got to make sure you get those pictures right.
So.
Because like I said with the one touches too, it's like it really depends on how it looks. Like if I see a guy that just takes a random picture, yeah, maybe I buy it if it's like half the price because no one else wants to bid on it because it looks like crap, like on their posts,
Right.
Their eBay looks like that. But yeah, I'm curious with all these Bowman First Edition like these guys are talking about. Like it's gonna be a lot lower print runs too, but there's not many autos in First Edition I've been seeing. I haven't seen many.
That is weird. I think that's a typo. That's weird. Let me look. That is kind of weird, Alex, but I think it's the lighting. But he has a good point, man. I wish he would have sent these to you too, so we were looking at the same thing. Like, he's got a good point on this card. It's really, really, really weird. And they're the same number. They're the same. Like it's the same. Like same. I just want to make sure, and it's the same. Like he shows me the backs of them of both. It's the same card number and everything. So it's the same product, same version, whatever to 99. But one of them has a number 8, like on the right side, like by the thing, like a little number 8 in gold, like his does, and the one on Comac on eBay through Comac does not have the number 8. It's like missing. They're both autoed cards too and everything. Hey Alex, send these to Skulls quick while we're on here, so he can see what we're talking about. Put your email in the thing real quick, Skulls, so he can. Alex, email these pictures to him too, so he knows what I'm telling him or talking about.
Yeah, I just dropped my email in there.
Frickin' so weird. I guess I didn't even see that little part of it, but I just figured there was the lighting. But I know what he's saying now with the little number 8. And it is the same flippin' card, just...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. They're both numbered 41 to 99. What in the hell? This is really weird. Their feedback is 99.9%. And have they done a lot of business? I can't see like I see their rating, but I don't see how many things they've sold or how many feedbacks they've gotten. That's cut off in the picture. But this is strange. They're the same number too, same serial number, 41 to 99. It's the same number on the back, like the card number of the set. The same serial number exactly. Panini collection. One has a number 8. You'll see it. Same image, same everything, both autos, but one has an 8 and one doesn't. That's weird.
Yeah.
Unless Panini. Now, we have found Panini where they have had the same serial numbered card with some cards. Like they've. For what I don't know if we've caught them on something. Everyone's like just creating more or what. But we have run into this before.
Yeah, so I dropped in a question in the chat there, just asking about who's their favorite prospector, baseball guy coming through their system.
Yeah.
Just so you see who their favorite players are and favorite teams. And Brett Beatty was the first one. Brett Beatty, that's an interesting one. I think he's going to be nice. His price is interesting.
Go ahead and take the helm. I gotta take.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brett Beatty is nice. I do like Brett Beatty. His price got really high really fast, so I'm guessing a lot of people also saw the potential there. But Wander, nice, Truth. You have to be a Rays fan. They're gonna be. What is your thoughts, Truth, on them moving? Haven't I've heard some things where they might split time in 2 different areas, right? They might only had half of their time in Tampa Bay, half other places. That's what I've been hearing. I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but let's see what else we got. Owen saying he's a Blue Jays guy. Vlad Jr. Vlad Jr. is, I mean, dude, I remember what national was it? It was 2 years ago, I think, when Vlad Juniors were in every single national collector's case. Every single one of them. Every single one of them had some sort of Vlad Guerrero. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy that that they had those in everybody's stuff. So like Vlad Jr. is going to be crazy. He's going to be good. Like I said, it's super nice. Super nice that he's coming up with Kayvon, Bo Bichette, all their big time guys. So he doesn't have to be the guy. He can just be another guy in that lineup and put up numbers. Kyle Lewis, Tony, great choice. Kyle Lewis is a stud. Oh, you guys got him. You got Evan White. You got Kelnick. You got Julio Rodriguez. You got Gilbert. You got Dunn. Dude, like that line. That's like all those dudes are studs. I'm really jealous of the Mariners. I'm obviously that's my favorite team in the AL now because Kelnick's a buddy of mine. So I have a few of his autos. I think I have one over here sitting by me someplace. Yeah, here's one of them in there. If you guys can see that. So that's sweet. I love the Mariners. Let's see what else we got here. We got, yep, Jays will be good. Jays will be good. Brady Singer will be a stud. I'll actually give you a little story there too. So Brady Singer went to Florida, obviously. So my buddy pitched for Florida and actually won a national championship with him. He ended up hurting his arm. I don't remember what game it was, but he ended up hurting his arm. And I think he's at Arizona now. He's at the U of Arizona. And he was able to pitch with him. And so I actually got to, not a ball. I had a card signed by him, by Singer. And he's going to be so good, so good. And actually got to hang out with Tyler Dyson, who was the he either won the game or saved the third game of the World Series that they won, the Gators. So that was really cool. He lived up in Madison here, right by me, with one of my buddies that I played 3 years of travel ball with. So that was really cool. So I got to meet a lot of really nice people and really big-time prospects, which is awesome. Let's look. Kelnick's going to be nasty. Dude, Peds, I'm telling you, So this is a funny story too. I got a story for Peds here. So the Mets got rid of them, and the trade blew up in their face, right? So I have a friend of mine. We played against each other in travel ball a lot, and he is in the analytics department for the Mets. And he said that you're not even allowed to say Kelnick in their offices because he is that was that big of a miss by them. Because that trade, there was literally Diaz and Cano for Kelnick, and you got rid of Justin Dunn too. Like, oh man, that was bad. But yeah, that really hurts. They're not even allowed to say the name Kelnick in their offices. Like that's literally like a rule. It's wild. But yeah, he works in the analytics department, and he went to school right next to Jared. So he lives out in Milwaukee too. And so he was telling me about it when he came up. And when I was watching, I had a video. I don't know if I actually posted, but I was taking live videos of Kelnick's BP and posting it on my story or on my YouTube as a live video. So like I got to throw to him all the time. I was his BP for a full summer, and then he brought me down to the Under Armour All American game. And it was, dude, Kelnick's a stand up dude. I really wish he would have stayed with the Mets, but Seattle's got a huge talent core now, and they're gonna be really good. Yeah, and I'm from Wisconsin too, so I'm actually from Green Bay, but I live in Milwaukee now for my job here. Manoah, great pitcher. I have an auto of his. I pulled it out of the Bowman's Best box that I pulled on my last video. If you want to check out that video, go to my page. I do. It does have a couple cuss words in there because I pulled that Tatis, but definitely give you that.
Come on.
Zach, I collect basketball and baseball. Those are pretty much the only two I collect right now, just because of like a couple of my basketball cards would be like obviously this one a couple of days ago.
On the stream?
I've been buying these. I bought one of these from
Making an
Defness.
appearance on the stream? Yeah. Zoe's making an appearance. Zoe's in the house. It's kind of hard to see her.
Yeah, I mean that was such a that might be one. I hope it doesn't kill you. I hope it doesn't kill you for the Mets, but I hope it does kill you because Kelnick's a buddy of mine. But for your sake, I hope it just doesn't destroy you guys because you guys gave up a lot for that. You guys gave up a lot for Diaz, who hopefully is on.
Did you get that email or no? Or did he not? Did he send it?
Yeah, I got it. I've just been talking and looking at it.
No, you're good. I appreciate. I didn't know if he had gotten it, even sent it to you, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, let me take a look.
I'm not rushing you or on that end. I didn't know if you had even seen it come through or not.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm taking a peek here. It's weird. So it's on COMC, so that's, I mean, they're pretty
legit.
Yeah, they're reliable. Joe, I can't even imagine, man. I can't even imagine. Being a Mets fan. It's gotta be tough.
All right, Owen. Have a good night, buddy.
I can't even imagine being a Mets fan because you just have to. It's just like us in the Cubs. I just have to always listen to the Cubs fans, no matter what. Even if the Brewers are better than them, they still talk so much crap because they win one title in 2,000 years. So I always have to listen to that. I can't imagine having to live by Yankee fans. I'm sure they're probably crazy. Yeah, for some reason I'm not being able to load it, but okay. Mir Abdullah.
What's that?
Is it like an acetate? Is one an acetate and one isn't?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because this one.
Oh, maybe, but that's I suppose it'd be the same card number.
Yeah, because that one's an acetate. Definitely the one
but
that was.
But it's hard to tell the other one because of the image, the picture. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so that definitely when I just look at it initially, the one that was that's Alex's, looks a lot cleaner, and it just looks better, and I think it's from the acetate. I think that's what it is, because I know they have separate ones. And if you notice, so if you look at their card, the one that he sent to me as their card, it doesn't have all the same qualities because on the one that has Amir Abdul, the one that's his card, there's actually the number right by his arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's the
it's
number we were
card.
talking about. Yeah, yeah. That's what we were
Yeah.
talking about. That number, though,
So,
that was different.
Yeah, yeah. So I can only imagine that that's an acetate.
So
and
it's just acetate versus the
checklist.
non, and the acetates, yeah. So the acetate's going to come with that little number on there, and that, yeah, obviously it's acetate, like the material.
Yeah, I would definitely check out the cardboard connections or checklist, and definitely take a look and see if that's an option for that set. Just go on there and go look at Immaculate.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That would be a good idea. I agree. Scov's got the... Yeah, man. Good shout out on that, because I wasn't even thinking about the acetate.
Yeah, it's just a small thing, but it's just stupid, because why would you make something look so close?
Truth's got all sorts of things going on. Ordered a Levert for me, got himself a Trier RPA, got released from the hospital all at the same time. Well, at least things are looking up for you, my brother. That's good. That's good, man. Getting released.
Hey, Truth, if I don't know if you're investing or if you're a Knicks fan, yes. I would definitely hold that Trier RPA, because I'm thinking nobody can be as bad of a coach as David Fizdale. So hopefully he gets some more playing time, because that dude's actually really good.
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely the acetate. So Alex, check the actual checklist of that product. See if there is an acetate and a non-acetate card in the set, and that's going to be your difference. So they're both real. They're both legit. It's just one's acetate, one's not. So.
But yeah, it's weird. Hopefully you're not hurt or anything, getting released from the hospital. But yeah, definitely hold on to that.
Is it still your goddamn kidneys or the stones or whatever? Truth? You've been fighting with those things for a long time.
One other thing I need to mention before if we have to get off or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
But if you haven't checked eBay, make sure you check, because I got an email yesterday about the 5% eBay books.
Oh yeah.
And I just bought those. I obviously bought the box on there, and I bought a different other card, and it just popped me up like 35 or 40 eBay bucks on one or two things. And it's just like literally just cash back, so I'm literally going to be able to buy a pretty decent card.
So you're getting more back than the 5%, you're saying, or what?
No. Well, the normal one is what, 1%?
I don't know. I've heard other people saying like a year ago or 6 months ago or something that they used to be a lot better. It used to be like 8 or 10% or something crazy. It was a lot higher number. And now this, like people were thanking like eBay for like dropping it down so low to like, which they were saying 5%. But yeah, I mean, anything is good, like honestly.
Yeah, I think it's 1% any other time. And then now it's 5% for like 2 days. Okay. So it's a part of like their deal, which I had to jump on because I'm like, might as well if I can get extra stuff. So I have like 100 some eBay. Because they had an 8% day and a 5% day. So might as well get in on it and get the extra money. So when I think it's July or June when they drop them, it's going to be nice.
Right. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh.
I was going to friends who love Nebraska. Yeah, I went to school in Nebraska my first year, Alex. It's Abdullah is a god there for sure. He's worshipped there.
Yeah. Abdullah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's on Minnesota now, or he was last year.
Yeah, he was there for a little bit. I
think it was the whole season, wasn't he? Yeah, he was.
I know he only played a little bit. That's because he has had Delvin, so it's not bad to have. It's not a bad guy to have at the one.
No, not at all.
I know the Vikings had one of the best drafts of any of them. It looked like
we crushed it, man. That whole trade, and we still got who we wanted. Man, that was insane. Like we got so many draft picks. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely insane. I love it. Big fan of it. Big fan of the draft this year.
Yeah, a lot better than the Packers, that's for sure. A lot better than what we had.
Right?
We didn't do too hot, but I'm guessing Gutekunst makes some moves, so I'm guessing he'll do something big.
Yeah.
All right, see ya, Ped. See ya, Alex. Hope you guys have a good one. Have a good night.
Everybody rolling out. Yeah, I suppose BITG is going to be live here any minute, huh? Usually 7:30. Close. We'll keep going until we see him live. We can switch it over. See ya, Peds. Who else left?
Peds and Alex, it looked like, just left.
All right.
Well.
Yeah, kidney stones. He's still fighting the kidney stones, man. Shit. It's been a while. Been a while. Yeah, I mean, football cards just in general don't. We've talked about that, you know. That's just more of a collecting side. Like, it's just fun, you know. You got to have fun, right? It's not, like we say, it's not all about just the money. Like, you know, football side is more just for the fun of it. Like, the players you PC, you're not really doing it to try to hold a card to try to turn around and sell it. And, you know, quarterbacks, you know, there are some quarterbacks you can do it on, but that's usually it. I mean, like, go look at Michael Thomas, right? One of the top receivers in the league. You can go buy his rookie cards for nothing. Like, it's not, like, good ones. It's not, you know, you can get a good rookie auto for, what, $100?
Yeah, and that's what's
Prism,
crazy.
Like, auto.
Why is A.J. Brown selling for way more than Michael Thomas right now? Like, does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. Like, just because he's a rookie now, it's like, why don't you just go and buy 2 Michael Thomas for the price of 1 A.J. Brown? I just don't understand that, how that ends up passing the #1 receiver in football.
Right. I don't know. It's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing to me.
There's still a whole bunch of Score in the clearance bins all over the place at Walmart. No one wants them. I used to love Score. I would usually just buy Score just so I could get a complete set of something. But it's just, they're even raising prices on Score, and I'm like, I can't buy those anymore. I don't even remember the last time I bought football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I bought a football box. I mean, I buy some football. I always buy some PC Packers stuff whenever I see something big. Yeah, it sucks, Jeff, for sure. I mean, it's nice, I guess, when you have a quarterback in like on your team. Like, now I can get Jordan Love, but it's weird. Zach, I went to Walmart to check a Mosaic. I want to buy a box so bad, dude. Zach, I'm excited just to get mine. I feel that, dude. It's so hard to find that. I've seen a lot of people just buying the entire rack. People posting on Twitter and Instagram like, "Oh, I just bought 10 of these." Like, I know it just sucks. Like, you have to have a rule of only like 5 because that's some crap. Because there's gonna resell it. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. They're just gonna buy them and resell it. I mean, it's just frustrating, especially when you don't get a chance to eat it. Because like some people are just gonna buy it to rip it because they want to see it. You know?
Right.
Well, yeah, I couldn't find Mosaic retail anywhere.
No, you can't.
Anywhere. And I'm like, usually my Target's pretty loaded. Like, they have a ton of stuff, but it was completely sold out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, SRVJR.
Yeah, that's my man right there, SRV.
My favorite part about those guys, though, is
Paulie. I mean, you know, Paulie in the house.
SRV is like, so they buy every Bowman box. Well, at least they can't pack search Bowman, right? You can't pack search Bowman.
No, you can't.
Only autos.
You can't.
Only autos, so you can never tell.
Right. That's the beauty.
I love it because you always see somebody pack searching. Oh, yeah. Always.
Yep.
I can't find anything in New Mexico. Jeff's sitting in here watching TV. Jeff, what are you watching? What's the show that you're watching?
Me?
Jeff Airtime said he's sitting listening to our thing.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking at some things on the computer, like set like while I'm listening and jiving
Yeah.
with you. You're just trying to get some stuff figured
Yeah,
out.
Zach. I know Jeff's been to the I've seen Jeff at one national. I don't know if you've been to more. I've been to the last 4, personally. I'm not sure. I think you. I know you were there last year. I saw you last year.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there. I was in Chicago last year. That was the first time I'd actually been to a national, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, yeah. First time I was at a national, but I'm not gonna go this year or this like AC one, regardless if it happens in December. It's too close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Too much going on right around that time. And then, but I will be in Chicago again. We'll be in Chicago next year.
Yeah.
I know Scos will be in there. Scos will be there too.
Like, why would you just cancel it? You gotta just cancel it. Why would you do it over Christmas? Like,
Yeah, you're gonna get people, but you're not gonna get anywhere near. It's not gonna, and maybe they're not caring. Maybe because of the things going on and the worries, and maybe that's kind of maybe that's the plan. Do that so like maybe not as many people show up this year. You know what I mean, with the pandemic and whatever.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense because, like, if you are a person who's a seller, you're gonna have like a quarter of the people there that would normally be there, maybe less than a quarter, because the national is loaded on Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Chicago, Cleveland. I was in Cleveland the year before, and it was crazy.
Right.
I can't imagine there being even a quarter of the people that would normally be at that who have the money to buy stuff. It's like.
But I think again, I think they do this. I think it maybe actually still happens, like this year. But I think that maybe that's their kind of plan. Like, so they can say that they still had the national, but they're not anticipating anywhere near the traffic, and maybe that's how they kind of are wanting it. Maybe that's why they kind of fit in the dates and so close to Christmas as they did, to kind of make it like, okay, well, people are gonna go. I mean, there is gonna be people go. I mean, we're gonna see people, photos, videos. If people live close, like airtime is close, so for him it's convenient to just go. But for other people around to travel, there'll still be people that'll travel, I'm sure, too. Like, I'm sure. But I personally am just not going to do it. I'm just going to wait until Chicago again the following year.
Yeah, save it up a little bit, save some
Yeah,
money.
I mean, I'm not going to be traveling right before Christmas. I'm going to be doing enough traveling probably around Christmas time, just families and whatnot, and this and that. I don't need any more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get a full year to build the collection up. Like, I'm buying some big cars.
Right.
I'm gonna buy a nice card case to carry around with me. That's gonna be like able to hold like graded cards and stuff too. So
right.
That's kind of what I'm using the money that I would use towards the national. I'm gonna use towards probably getting like maybe 1 or 2 bigger cards that I normally wouldn't be able to. I won't be able to get because I'd be spending money on getting there and staying in a hotel.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. If anybody sees, I don't know when BITG is going live. Maybe he is live, guys. So let's wrap this up and let's get over to BITG. The only goal was just to roll this until he went live. So let's all filter over. I don't know if anyone's in here can drop a link for him if people really don't know how to get to him. But let's wrap this up. And somebody, let me see here. I can just do it maybe. YouTube. So Scovs, you want to say the closing things here for tonight while I get this link for BITG?
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, if you're buying Bowman, you guys have any other questions for me, I have my video with my top 5. I just posted it, so if you guys want to go look at that, I go a lot more in depth about each prospect. In that, if you guys want to go check it out there, if you want to comment anybody that you have questions about that are in this new Bowman prospect stuff, if you have any questions, just send me a DM, comment on the video, pretty much anything. I'd love to help you guys out. Like I said, I do this myself. I tell this every single time to Jeff is I don't just say the guys' names. I actually go out and get them for myself. I enjoy the collecting of it. I enjoy the prospecting of it. So I'm giving you guys like the information that I use to invest in and make money doing it in the hobby. Obviously, I do it to collect as well. But if you guys have anybody, I know Bowman's going to be the big time drop there. So if you guys have any questions about those, and then just pay attention to the channel. If you don't sub to my channel, I'm going to probably drop that box break maybe. I'm really thinking I'm going to do that. So Mosaic will be a crazy one. I'm definitely excited.
You guys
to do
all
that.
should just be subbed to him by now or sub him up, man. He's just he comes in here and does the thing with us, man, all the time. So definitely show him some lovage. Hit that sub, hit that follow. Do the man a favor. He's going to be doing great things. All right, and I want to thank you again, Scos. Guys, this is going to be a weekly thing. You know, it'll fluctuate. It'll vary what we talk about. Today I kind of wanted to touch more on some prospects again and stuff. But it's just going to be me and Scovs kind of going at it and hanging out with you guys and you guys interacting with chats, questions, whatever you guys are saying. We can kind of move it around. Just kind of a chill, whatever. You know, we're going to try to bring you guys as much information as we can when we can. And all this information, a lot of it is our opinion based. So again, anybody out there watching this later or just watching and saying, what are these guys doing? What are they saying? You know, this is our opinions. This is the way we see things, you know, just like anybody else. If anyone has opinions, I feel like if they want to voice them, they should. And anybody can use their platform to do that. So that's what we're doing here, and that's what we'll continue to do every Thursday night. So Justin, Sco's Big Hits, I appreciate you hanging out once again, my friend. I will see you around. It's been fun. We will do this again next Thursday. We will be back. And be looking out for Justin dropping his videos. Check out his newest one. He just uploaded his new 2020 Bowman video he did. And let's get at it. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a good night. Until next time. Peace.